Uh-oh, guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Hey, guess what day it is? Mike. What day is it, Mike? Guess what today is?
It's Toy Talk.
That's right!
Hello. It's Wednesday, hump day. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's doing well. Yeah. Right off the bat, Antonio Lifrance said first, because we're bringing that back, and says, have a great show. We'll catch the replay. Excelsior. Thanks for being first. And yeah, thanks to everybody else who's here. I see you all. Very, very cool. ML Series says, what's up, action addicts? I like that. Pretty neat. We're just going to rip this Band-Aid off. So, all the way from New England, my handler.
That's right. And I'm happy to be that. You should be happy as well.
Do I need a handler?
Not everyone can have a handler as awesome as me.
Yeah, apparently not.
Apparently not.
Yeah, I don't know when I graduated to getting a handler and requiring a handler, but...
I didn't know when I, needed another, job as someone's handler.
Yeah. Like you need more lackeys in your life. That's what you need.
Yeah, exactly.
How's things? How's tricks? How's business?
Business is terrible. Probably shutting down this week.
Oh, I heard that. Yeah. I heard you shut down at like series 2.
Yeah. I don't know what miracle happened where we're able to do like another 80 items after that, but
that's too bad.
I figure it caught up to me. Yeah. Things are great. Zolocon was amazing. We're selling product like crazy. So,
Yeah. Suka says, let's not dilly dolly. Yeah. I see what you did there. Ken wants to know, what do you handle?
My
attitude problem?
Unit.
No.
Yeah, Chad's just overall life decision making. That's basically what it comes down to. Anytime Chad needs to do something, he usually has to ask me.
Yep.
Like he's like, hey, I think I feel shit coming on. Would it be okay like if I went? And then it's like like in Shawshank Redemption, when the old guy was in the food store and he's, hey boss, and the guy's like,
Yeah.
That's basically what it is.
May I please eat the leftover chicken in the...
Yeah, it's things like that. So Chad just needs supervision with everything. So
yeah, right. Yeah. Speaking of supervision, Jason Fitz says, I heard Bobby's announcing his 4-inch line today.
Jesus, I'm definitely going out of business when that happens.
All the time. People ask me, I'm sure it's, other friends of ours as well. Like, hey, ask Bobby if he's going to do this. Hey, ask Bobby if he's going to, I don't even, because the last thing I do is try to speak for anybody, but I just, Not gonna.
Yeah, I mean, listen, guys. I know you're not gonna like hearing it. The scale's dead. The scale's dead. It's.
No.
I know there's some people putting some stuff out, and I know there's a faithful group. Chad's the president of that group, but
I am. Yeah.
It's just, and it sucks because like when I did the first Kickstarter, the one that failed, and I didn't go on a rant, but I basically said like, I'm going to do it again, and it's not going 4-inch. It's staying 6-inch because there were a bunch of people that weren't ready for 6-inch military yet. Classified was almost a year away from being announced, and people didn't know how to react to it.
Yeah.
So people took that as, oh, he blamed his, the customers for it failing. No, I blame it, the word not getting out, and that was all on me. I didn't do what I should have done the first time around. How dare you? So it's just like, yeah, I was letting people know, like, no, stop asking for 4-inch. It's not going to happen. And then all of a sudden, the Classified comes out. Now, Classified is the greatest thing, and everyone has turned to 6-inch. It's like, guys, I was telling you 6-inch. I was telling you. I worked at a company where I saw the death of a 4-inch line and a 6-inch line take its place. Actually, I've worked at 2 companies where that happened. So, like, there's a reason why I said, like, 6-inch. So it's like, no, I'm not going to do 4-inch. It's too costly. It's not, a good thing to do. I mean, listen, man, there's stuff out there. There's good stuff.
Yep.
Like, what's the project that Troy's on?
Call sign Longbow.
Call sign Longbow. Very awesome. Their own original thing. I support that. That thing is great. The stuff Carson is doing is really cool and interesting.
Yep.
And that's, classic O-ring stuff. I mean, there's a company out there that used to do 4-inch military stuff, but they haven't gotten their last project out in a very long time. So I don't know if they're still around anymore. But if you want to chase that 4-inch, man, more power to you. It's not going to go well for you. So yeah, I'm never going to go. I'm like, I did the one-off. I did the Tony, it was a little throwback. If by some chance, like maybe someone convinces me to do an O-ring Steel Brigade, like my version Steel Brigade, the new real Steel Brigade, maybe that could be fun, but it'd be a one-off. I'm never going to make the line 4-inch. Like you're never going to see just a switch to just doing 4-inch. Not going to happen.
So Suka says, just do Pandora in 4-inch and see if it hits. Know what I'm saying? I will say this though. This is the guy that we're talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I knew people were gonna listen. I was just trying to take a broom on the back of the package.
Yeah.
I said, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put this on here and get people all excited, and it's not gonna lead to anything.
You're like, oh, remember before the Emperor and Wicket came out and they were all blacked out on the
yeah, right.
You should just do that.
Who knows? I mean, maybe I'll do a Steel Brigade version. That would be cool because the original Palatoy, Action Force 5 POA line never had a 5 POA Steel Brigade, for many reasons. But it might be cool to do that. The first ever 5 POA Steel Brigade. Might be fun.
Especially since it would be called Steel Brigade.
Of course. The one and only. The only one who can call something Steel Brigade nowadays.
I'm telling you. Hindsight, 2020, it's a bitch, right? You should have bought Serpentor.
I should have, just to be an asshole.
Because I know you saw it come up.
Could you imagine if I just ended up purchasing a bunch of shit? My whole line was like, I had a Serpentor in my line. Dude, the crybabies would lose their mind.
They would have sidestepped it and they would have done Serpentor Con.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think it's funny. I mean, listen, if Hasbro wanted to come to me and make an offer for Steel Brigade, I wouldn't entertain it.
No.
I'd tell them to go suck a bag of dicks.
Yep. A whole bag. If this entire beach was covered in dicks. That movie's weird. JLS Comics is here. Yo Joe Jerk, Death Skull. It's good to see all of you. I see you all popping in. Lilith, everybody.
Yo Joe Jerk was at Zolocon. I met him there.
He's a rad dude.
Yep.
Death Skull is asking, when are we getting the Action Farce figures?
Do you guys really think that I want to spend money on head sculpts of this guy or Ryan?
Oh, or Jeremy or Ninja or
Or
Kato?
definitely not Jeremy. If you came to me and said, "Hey, want to put the MAM in the line?" I'd be like, "I think we could work something out."
Ooh, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah. Quentin sent me did you see that new cover?
I did.
Oof.
It looks really good.
Okay, well, since you know what I'm talking about, I'm going to leave it vague for everybody else, but it looked so good. And then I sent it to Kato, like, dude, did you see this? He's like, yeah, I saw it. It's so rad.
I love his stuff.
Yeah. And then Robert Diaz says, I know Bobby's going to torch Hasbro over cutting the quality of their products to save money.
Listen, man, I don't think I need to. I mean, it's there. Listen, their CEO or whoever the fuck did that interview.
Yeah,
they said it. I don't think I need to, do anything more to them. They basically, I was ready. I had the shovel with the dirt ready to throw it like on their grave, and they said, I got a shovel here. I'm just gonna pull the dirt down on myself. So it's just like, they did it. They did it to themselves, guys. Like, just wait, man.
The thing that I don't get about something like this, we all saw it. Like everyone saw it, and that's not necessarily shitting on Hasbro. Granted, okay, decisions were made, whatever, purchases by the last CEO, and then the overinflation of the collecting sphere with the pandemic and whatever. But they got to do something to try to fix themselves, and good, bad, or indifferent, we all knew this was coming. We all knew it was coming.
Yeah.
So I don't. To me, that's not shitting on Hasbro. That's just like saying, see this bookcase? It's painted white.
Yeah.
Like it's obvious. It's just obvious. It's not crapping on Hasbro.
Yep. But you know what though? The bros will go down with that ship. The bros are like the band playing on the Titanic.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Nah, we're gonna hang out here.
Yep.
We like what's going on here.
Yeah.
And they just go down with the ship. It's cool, man. It's cool. Like, you got to be loyal to something, I guess. I just find the interesting thing about their loyalty is it's not reciprocated. It's like, what if they honestly, like, and I'm not trying to like tell them like they're bad for being loyal to a company. That's fine. But it's just like, I just want to know, like, what are they like? What are you getting in return? Okay, you're getting figures. Well, you're paying for those figures. So it's not like they're giving you those figures. Your hard-earned money is buying those figures.
Yeah.
So that's a wash. Mm-hmm. So you coming to their aid because I'm shitting on them. Well, what are they doing for you in return for that? Or is it just to make you feel better? Like, I'd love to ask one of these bros, like, hey, serious question. What are you getting in return for that? Did they give you a badge? Did they say like Junior G-Man, like Hasbro loyalty badge? I would love to know. If they do, that's awesome. Wonder where I can get one.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to hold you accountable. I'm trying to hold you accountable for what you do. Everyone should be held accountable.
I agree. I don't. Here, Not Top Goon says, I got this. Hey, Bobby, I bet you can't do an O-ring Steel Brigade.
You're not going to get me with that one. Stop it. Come on, man. Listen.
There it is. Listen, man.
Listen, man. I gave you guys a vehicle for less than $200 that wasn't crowdfunded, that was as big as a his tank. I'm pretty sure I don't need to get suckered into any more of your challenges there, sir.
Yeah, that's true. Everybody hanging out, thank you guys for being here. Just understand that this isn't a a conversation about let's just shit on everything and everybody. It's not about that, right? We're
gonna talk about some good stuff, man.
Yeah, we're just talking toys and having fun and having opinions, and everybody's allowed to have an opinion, and that's totally cool, right?
I also want to thank the trolls because I know you guys are listening because you can't help it. But Chad's views and money thanks you. So thanks, guys. Thanks for stopping by.
The YouTube algorithm says thanks.
Yeah. I can't wait till Chad and 3POA and Articulated Ninja are recommended to you in YouTube all the time.
Yeah. You know what's funny? I don't even know if I should say this, but
No,
I did my restoration video on this beautiful piece right here.
Really?
Yeah.
Great video.
I'm like, come on, man. That took me a year. It's like, whatever. It is what it is. Jeff W sends a $5 super chat. Thanks, Jeff, for the best mullet in the business. Says, what's up, guys? Let the ranting begin. I think it had already begun, but
yeah.
Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate it. And then we got Death Skulls. V. Conley, Vichet, what's up, my man? Says Bobby's secret to staying in business since series 2 is the Ra's al Ghul Lazarus bit.
Damn straight. I found one and I ain't telling anybody about it.
You just dip your toys in it and they come out like, I'm ready.
Yep. Once one item, like I see the sales slowing down, I'm like, nope, you're good. You're getting a dip.
Yep. You're going in the pit, son. Rachel Salinas says it's been revealed the 100th figure is the Valaverse life coach.
She figured it out. Nice job.
How's that going behind the scenes?
What about it?
The 100th item DFW.
You want to know what it is?
No. I just like how's it going?
I was going to tell you.
Oh, dude, tell me then.
No, I'm not going to tell you.
God damn it.
So it's going awesome. So we or I should say I came up with an idea the other day for it. Now it's gonna be a regular blister carded figure, and there was gonna be a variant, a 1 of 100 variant. Since it's the 100th item, there would be 100 of these limited variants. Mm-hmm. And I was trying to figure out how I wanted to go about, like putting it out there. And Mark Weber and I were talking about a McFarlane NHL figure, Teemu Selanne, for these hockey fans out there. Teemu Selanne was he was I'm trying to think, was he was either 13 for a short period of time or his other number for a short period of time. And either way, McFarlane put out his regular number, but then he put out a number 13 variant. Now he only did 13 of them. Ooh. And just put them out into the wild and then never announced it. He waited till someone found one and was like, is this real ball? And on a message board, he confirmed it. Now, Mark, my employee, he used to work for McFarlane. So he said, like, he confirmed, like, this happened. I'm like, what a dirty thing to do, to just put 13 just out in the wild. And it's like, I've seen pictures of them and some that are great and stuff like that. So I said, you know what I'm going to do? I came up with this idea. I think I'm going to put the figure in like one of those brown mailer boxes that the collector club figures used to come in. Yeah. And I'm just going to mix the 100 in there so you won't know what you're getting. And I'm just going to put it out there so you won't know. And maybe you might be one of the lucky ones to get the 100 1 of 100 variant. But yeah, there's an exclusive scoop for you. I think that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun.
Now everybody can.
It's good. Yeah, it's gonna be like finding that golden ticket. But yeah, there's like, I bought 5 and I didn't get it. Well, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. This guy's here.
What's up, Scuba?
George Aiken's here as well.
Hey,
Zay Soldiers popped in too. So we still got some people rolling in. Yeah, and then see, Harry O says they wouldn't use G-Men, they would use the Pinkertons.
Very good point. That's a good
I'll tell you, when that story broke about that dude and his Magic the Gathering cards that he bought legally and they came to his house and all this stuff, like I can't believe how like amicable the guy was about it. You know, no, sir.
No, yeah.
I don't care what it was. It could have been a widget. Like, you come to my house like that.
It's not gonna go well for you.
No. I'll just shut the door and then the door opens and it's my wife standing there and I'd be like, get him. Hammertron action figures. What's your favorite fast food place? Go.
Oh, just one. Like if you said like I can only have one fast food and then all the rest would be gone.
That's tough, right?
I'm a Taco Bell guy. But then again, it's like, listen, a McDonald's quarter pounder with cheese is pretty awesome. A Burger King rodeo cheeseburger is amazing, but I feel like a burger you can kind of get everywhere. Like a burger's a burger. You go to Five Guys, you know, go Smash Burger. Like burgers are good, but like Taco Bell, there's something about Taco Bell. I just feel like down and dirty tacos, and they make this grilled cheese steak burrito.
Yeah,
but I mean, I kind of like started cutting out like all bad food because I've been like really like religious at the gym now and like eating good. Like me and my wife are going to Jamaica in a month, and nice. I just wanted to like, you know, get my 22-year-old six-pack back. Yeah, it's like, dude, it's tough, man, because you know I got small kids and they always want to eat like, we want Happy Meals or this or that, and it's just like, oh, I could murder a fillet of fish right now. Like it's tough. I like Wendy's a lot. Like Wendy's is really good, but there's a lot of different things I like from different places. Like I think Wendy's makes the better shake, like the vanilla frosty, I think is better than like, you know, like a McDonald's vanilla shake.
Their shit's not broken every other day.
Exactly, right? You know how many times I've gone to Wendy's and I'm like, I want a vanilla frosty. You're like, you only have chocolate. I'm like, you know, fuck yourself.
Eat it.
Yeah. But like, yeah, it's tough. But like one place that if I could eat consistently, it'd probably be Taco Bell.
Dig it.
Yeah.
I'm starring stuff as we're kind of going through. Victor Matthews, Bobby, who's your favorite Joe or Cobra?
Well, my favorite Joe of all time was Steel Brigade, which is why I now own it, because I wanted to own my favorite Joe. Huh. Favorite Cobra? I was really partial to Destro and Hooded Cobra Commander. Like those guys were awesome. But yeah, I had a lot of favorites, man. But it's weird. Like me and Mark were having this conversation also about how like I didn't get into GI Joe until like 86, 87 because I was born in 82. So, you know, I loved like the tail end 80s figures and then the early 90s figures, like Jetpack General Hawk, you know, and then there was the 92 Destro was my first Destro. And I just think he just looked cooler. Yeah, he didn't have the chrome head and stuff.
But something about that head sculpt is just good.
Yeah. So
version 3 Destro.
And I'm one of the rare people that love I guess it's version 4, the blue Snake Eyes with the orange visor. Like I love that Snake Eyes. That Snake Eyes is good because he was the first Snake Eyes to come with ninja swords. The other one, he came with a scimitar, different. But you know, so there's a lot. You know, there was a lot of figures then that I like. It's hard because you know they had such a great range. I feel like there's so few figures I don't like. So the more important question is, what's your least favorite GI Joe figure? Because then it's like that's easy. That's a smaller pool, you know. But it's like, dude, I remember when I got was it version 2 Stalker, like Stalker with the boat from '89. That Stalker's such an awesome figure. Not only does he come with a boat, but like he just looks cool. Like the Tundra Stalker is awesome.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
Yeah, just such a consistently great line. You know, like Motu Turtles, you know, they had their high points and low points, but I feel like Joe was just always so consistently good.
Yeah, even when people shit on the mid 90s stuff with the spring-loaded this and you know, everything's all neon, and I'm like, Ace version 3 and the Ghost Striker, man, just be quiet.
Yeah.
All right, so Steel Brigade and you and I haven't discussed this because I was on 3 POA with Ryan and Kato as opposed to you and Tony,
which I watched on the way back from Zolocon.
Do you like that rant when I just
went nuts? God, I got a boner. It was so
everybody was like, dude, your rant was so great. And I was like, I don't even remember what I said. I just saw so
good.
So what you got Mark over there now with you, and you guys are both alums of Hasbro and the Joe team and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on hooded Baron Zemo, but no go on the Cobra Commander?
it's not a. It's kind of one of those things where I think each team is run by different people.
Yep.
So it's not like the Marvel team has to go to somebody and say, "Hey, can we do Baron Zemo? He's got a hood on." Now, there are some characters. I'm trying to remember like one off the top of my head. I remember suggesting one, and our representative from Marvel that we would have our weekly call with, Jesse Falcon. I remember he was like, "You definitely cannot do that figure," like because it was like very insensitive or something, and I forget what it was, but it was such a classic character. So it's more of a, was Marvel okay with it? And it's like, if Marvel was okay with it, it's kind of their call. I mean, right. I'm sure some, lunatic from Hasbro got wind of the Baron Zemo, was like, "You're doing a character with a hood on? How dare you?" And I'm sure there was a conversation that had to have been had.
Probably.
But at the end of the day, it was like, the Joe team is just, I don't know, I guess they just handle things differently. Now, when Bonaventura said that in that meeting and kind of ruined Hooded Cobra Commander, I'm like, I don't think there's anyone left from that time. So to me, it's kind of like something new must have come up where that became like a mandate or, unwritten rule or whatever. Yeah. But it's just, every team's different, man. It's kind of, it's silly. It's definitely silly that like GI Joe can't do a ridiculously, classic, iconic character like Hooded Cobra Commander.
Yeah, in an executioner's hood. Clearly an executioner's hood.
Yep. And it's just like, the people that get offended by things, 99% of the time don't like follow it, or they're just looking to complain about it. Sure. They're looking for something because they feel better when their feelings are hurt. They have to justify when their feelings are hurt, and they have to get.
Well, that's weird. I'm sure we're going to talk about something else that's.
I can't wait. But it's like it's silly, and I hope one day, I really do, because that new Cobra Commander body that came with his tank is fantastic, guys. I said a classified item was fantastic. That body deserves the hooded version. I think now. I remember when I was on the Joe brand, I did the Missile Command headquarters as the Comic-Con exclusive. Yep. Daryl said to me, he goes, "How you going to top that for the next year?" And I was like, "Ooh, okay." So, and I think I talked about this.
Got ripped off later down the line.
What was that?
Is this the one that got ripped off later down the line?
I don't think so. I don't think anyone did this, but this was my plan. I've talked about this before, so it's pretty public, but I like making the Joe fans go nuts over something cool that I did and then I would have followed up with and blows their mind. Mm-hmm. Because I worked on the Joe brand for a year, so fuck yourself. The follow-up would have been a 2-pack. It would have been Classic Duke, because what happened was that Revolutions pack. Remember that Revolutions pack with Matt Tracker and Mickey Mouse and shit. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Originally, that pack had a classic Sunbow Duke in it.
Right.
We sculpted new parts and we did the chiseled jaw Sunbow head, which I have at home. And I bet you wish you could see it. And the figure would have been awesome. Classic Duke. He was such a perfect Duke. He was on new body parts like that, the retaliation bodies that got really, really good. And I remember Daryl came to me, he said, "Hey, we need to secure the Roadblock trademark. So we need to put Roadblock in that set. How can we do that?" I'm like, "Well, does that mean we have to remove a figure?" So we remove the one GI Joe component, which was Duke, which sucked. However, it was like a blessing in disguise, because I was one of the few people there that documented every single item from 2007 till 2016 that never got released. Stuff that went to tooling and didn't, stuff that didn't. So like there was that infamous Amazon 4-pack with Nunchuck and Slice and the Cobra Commander, and there was this roadblock that it was the Rock roadblock from Retaliation, but they gave him the classic version 2 roadblock green vest.
Yep. They
also included 2 alternate heads. They had classic Sunbow roadblock head and Renegade's roadblock head, which was interesting because I had worked on the Renegades line when I was an intern and did all the sculpt inputs. So that head ended up getting made that I did. And that figure in that Amazon set never got released. So I said to Daryl, I said, boy, do I have a roadblock for you. Yeah. And we were able to release the version 2 roadblock with that awesome head sculpt. And I can't remember if that set came with the Renegade's head or not. Maybe it did. But that was cool that I got to put a figure that was, unreleased into a set and remove a figure, which sucked because, that Duke. So then, long story, coming back around again, I said, all right, well, I want to find a home for that Duke. So I had always thought that I wanted to so when they did the Retaliation Cobra Commander, that Ultimate Cobra Commander,
yep,
perfect Cobra Commander. However,
one of my favorites.
He came with the hood, but he was light blue, and I said, So what I was going to do was I was going to take classic Duke, since he was a mail away, give him an American flag sticker, and I was going to take that Ultimate Cobra Commander with the hooded head, make him dark blue with the gold stripe down his leg, and I was going to put them in brown mailer boxes, just like they were, and that was going to be the Comic-Con set, where mail away Duke and hooded Cobra Commander. That was going to be the set, but didn't get made. But it's cool because I got one of those Dukes at home.
Yeah. But then when they re-released the O-rings, what was the first set that came back out? Duke and Cobra Commander.
It was Duke and Cobra Commander. That's right. I forgot about that.
That's why I was asking that.
Okay, yeah, I didn't remember that. But yeah.
There's a lot of questions. Yeah, there's a lot of questions and comments popping up. So I'm gonna bounce around a little bit.
Yeah.
Isn't Hasbro releasing for Walmart the Ram Cycle with a Steel Brigade soldier? How's this possible if you own them? And we were going to kind of chat on this anyway, but yeah, there it is. But that's not Steel Brigade, it's Steel Corps.
Yeah, so Figure Assassin, I'm going to give you a quick lesson because I've given this lesson like 100 times to people. There's trademark and there's copyright. Copyright is the design of something. Guy who drew Batman, protected by copyright. I designed my Swarm Troopers or Condor. I designed it. It's my design. I own it. It's protected by copyright. So you can trademark names. Names run out. So like a trademark for Coca-Cola or, Apple or, TGI Fridays or Smashburger, whatever it is. There's different levels of how you trademark that name. Well, it's the same thing with Action Force and with Steel Brigade. When you don't use something for a period of time, the trademark expires, which is why you have to keep putting stuff out to protect your trademark, which is what I was just saying in that story about they needed to protect the trademark on Roadblock. So they needed to do a Roadblock item to re-up the trademark. Because they hadn't done Steel Brigade, hadn't done Action Force, I wanted Action Force. I also wanted the name of my favorite GI Joe character because I wanted to do my own version. It's like my childhood dream. So that's what I did. I purchased Steel Brigade. That is why Hasbro can do this classic looking Steel Core, because the design, that helmet, is protected by copyright.
Yep.
They can never use the name because I own the name, which is why they have to use Steel Core. There you go.
Yeah. But anyway, you and I were going to talk about this regardless because we kind of chatted about it backstage, and
yeah,
I knew people were going to bring it up because it just kind of got dropped today. But you and I, even though it was backstage, right? We were both saying some really positive things.
Yeah, it's a smart move. It's smart. Listen, anytime you do anything kind of Night Force, it's cool. So the Red
Big Ben Night Force.
What was that?
Big Ben being Night Force.
That's true. That's true.
Anyway, but yeah.
But it is cool. It's cool that they did this. It's a smart use of existing parts and stuff like that. It's cool. It's smart. So it's also low hanging fruit, but it's smart. Listen, they're gonna put out what they want to put out. I find it funny that
if you gave me the option of this or that Tiger Force version, I'll take this all day.
Well, oh yeah, definitely. That Tiger Force
paint apps on this look good, like the brake discs, the shocks.
Yep.
It looks good. Yeah, like you and I were talking about backstage. Take that drone from Firefly, give it to this dude for whatever reason. That's cool. The visor looks good, and these figures look good in Night Force colors.
Yeah, I think what would have been cooler is if they waited till the ferret came out and then did him on the ferret instead.
Ooh,
yeah,
kind of like the Tiger Paw. But
not Tiger Force. But
not Tiger Force.
yeah, exactly.
We're not talking about Tiger Force around here.
Yeah,
I don't know.
But I mean, it's cool. It's
cool.
I did my Night Op Steel Brigade. It's always nice to see them, follow in the footsteps. It's great. It's flattering. That one, one of the most coveted Action Force figures. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I got a couple of them still sealed. It's cool. But I am a shill. That's what I hear. So,
aren't we all?
Yeah.
Aren't we all?
HGC says, y'all think the Night Force Steel Mang's gun will be all limp? Yes.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
But I don't, it doesn't affect me, which I hate to say because I know it affects other people who really care about that stuff, but whatever. Okay, I'm going to go back up. Here we go. Just Jeff says, Bobby, since the 4-inch line is dead, does that mean you'll do 2-inch with vehicles that convert to other types of vehicles?
I see what you're doing there, Jeff. I see what you're doing there.
That's somebody else we know.
Yeah.
Did you see all the shit he caught because he showed the 3 3/4 inch? I forget the name of the vehicle that he used, but the Piranha. I didn't. He caught tons of shit for that. What? Like ridiculous amounts of shit. What did he do? So you know how he's doing the machina or machina or whatever you want to call it? Yeah. He's basically, we know what he's doing, right? Yep. Then instead of in the original 2.5-inch scale, he's like, oh, I'm going to do this one in the 1/18 scale. Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah. And people lost their shit. Yeah. People went nuts. Yeah. It was pretty. Yeah. He said, like, if you don't like it, don't buy it. Yeah. I don't, whatever. Kent says, hey, Chad, Bobby, hope all is well. I got a question for you. That's for you. Besides cost of plastic and shipping going up, what other factors play into 1/18 scale costing so much compared to, say, like 2000 to 2012? It's kind of, it's like the tooling. So think about your tooling plate as like an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. It's like, you're fitting a bunch of parts for 6-inch and you're fitting a bunch of parts for 4-inch. Well, that plate's going to cost the same either scale. So say for instance, you have I'm just putting this out hypothetically because there's a lot more factors and this isn't how it's done. Say you have a 6-inch figure that fits on one plate, which it doesn't because you do ABS and PVC and legs and arms. So I'm just saying hypothetically. Right. One 6-inch figure fits on one plate. 4-inch figure fits on the same plate. That plate is, say, $5,500. Okay, so now you have this $20 4-inch figure and you have this $25 or $30 at this point, $30 6-inch figure. Yep. Well, now that tooling is now cutting into your profit margin and your overall cost because your price point is lower on the 4-inch figure than it is on the 6-inch figure. So, that's just kind of the costing of it all. It's just, right. Also like 4-inch, you just can't do some great stuff. Like, yes, a double elbow has been done on a 4-inch figure and it looked like crap because the pins were huge. It's hard to get some of the technologies that you have on 6-inch on 4-inch, like the inkjet face printing. I know they Star Wars team tried it on a Rey figure and it looked like shit.
So everything just tends to look better on a 6-inch figure. Just like obviously if you go to 12-inch, everything's going to look better there too. So it's just, 4-inch was just one of those things. The retailer didn't want it because it was when I was on the Marvel Universe line, and they went up to $12. They went from $10 to $12. This is when I think Legends were still 15, I think, or 20. Maybe they'd gotten to 20. I'm not sure. I just know it got really close, that gap. And the 4-inch figures were coming with like nothing. And they got to the point where they were like, retail's like, we don't want this $12 figure. That price point's $10, guys, And now it's like, if you go to Target, you see what you can get. The Marvel Avengers line have these little 4-inch figures that are like 7 points of articulation and 1 accessory. And it's like, that package is tiny and it's one little figure, one little accessory, and they're $9.99. And it's like, so seeing what you can get for $10 is like nothing. So it's like the things just kept creeping up in cost, and people realized they weren't paying it. They didn't want to pay that anymore. So that's kind of how that happened.
Let me ask you this. So being someone who's not in the know of all of that stuff, and also being someone who's biased toward 1/18 scale, which we all know, right? I will die on that hill every day.
Mm-hmm.
How is it that, say, Final Faction can make 5 POA figures and accessory packs and vehicles and this and that and keep those price points so low? It is a lot of it once you put that brand name on there that the
it's a lot. I'm sure Final Faction has. I mean, guys, let's be real. The quality isn't there. So you want quality, you got to get. Your cost is going to go up. It's not. It's not the same. So like when you get that lower quality, also their quantities are probably really high. You got to figure there's a lot of, it's not just Dollar Tree, it's Dollar General, like all the dollar stores, Five Below, that sort of thing. All those different retailers, you take a bunch of them. Like you go to like Dollar Tree, and there's a ton of those Final Faction figures sitting on the shelf. Mm-hmm. So it's like their quantities are super, super high. So of course that means your cost is going to go down. So that's probably where a lot of it, comes from. It's a combination of quantities and quality.
Yeah, because and that's the only reason why I asked, because you see like even Jim Smith and Fred F, like they're kind of saying like, well, what about like Jazzwares and the Halo stuff is cheap, or Playmate stuff is cheaper? Is it? I guess what, just from my perception, as soon as the word Hasbro gets put on a product, that price goes way up. And we know like lately their quality has not been that great.
Also, there's the licensing fee is definitely high. Like for instance on those Marvel figures.
Right. But not for Joe.
Huh?
But not for Joe.
Not for Joe.
Right.
So it's like, the Halo and Playmates, like Playmates has had the Turtle license forever. I'm sure their licensing fee is super, super low with Nickelodeon, because it's just like, it's been a partnership, and they're just like, listen, for instance, like me, it's like, I would rather sell a ton of something at $25 than half of something at $30. It's like, It behooves you to sell more quantity, so they just probably look at it as like, guys, look, you're moving a ton of Turtles product. We're not going to, kill you on the licensing fee.
Yeah.
Whereas Marvel and Star Wars, the Disney, they're just like, nope, we want you to design with 2 hands tied behind your back because we want everything. Yeah. That's what it comes down to. And it's like, I wish, they were having these conversations with them, because I remember like the royalty would crush us. There were times where, I was working when I was on the Spider-Man line, not Legends. This is kid stuff, because guys, there are kid products out there that, people work on, not just collector stuff. I know, blasphemy.
Toys for kids? What?
Yeah. But I was working on a Spider-Man item and it was cool. And then all of a sudden they said, yeah, but retail wants to put a figure in it. And it was like, oh, well, crap. Oh. There's like, then that royalty rears its ugly head. And you're like, shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, if I told you what the royalty percentage is, I'm not going to, even though I have zero respect for Disney and Hasbro, but it's just like, you just don't do that. it's so ridiculously high that
Oh,
it's just
yeah.
like, how can
They're
anyone
killing it.
work on anything?
Yeah, it's been killing
Yeah.
them for a while because
Yeah.
they're tied to that. You know, succeed or fail, they're
Yep.
tied to whatever Disney says do.
Yep. Now
So
here's the thing.
so-
It's kind of common knowledge now within the industry that the Disney license is coming up for renewal, I think next year or something.
Yeah.
And I keep telling my friends, I'm like, Hasbro's best move they can do is to not renew the license. Focus on their own brands because that license is killing them. Marvel, Star Wars, their content is such garbage right now, and they're showing no signs of fixing that. So what's going to happen is you're going to renew that agreement, and when you renew the agreement, you have to pay like hundreds of millions of dollars up front.
Oh yeah. Even when they had it before, it was like, if you don't put out this much product, then you owe us a check for this.
Yep.
Yeah. What's up,
And
Jim?
then of course, every time you renew agreement, that royalty is going to go up a little bit and a little bit and a little bit.
Yep. So
it's like Hasbro is going to have this absurd royalty percentage, and it's not benefiting them. Now, there's two sides. It's like, well, do you want to lose a license like Disney? It looks bad on paper. But I'm telling you right now, in the grand scheme of things, I think it would help them in the long run because they just had a town hall, at Hasbro last week. Town halls when they talk about how terrible the company's doing. And a friend of mine who still works there, he was telling me what a joke it was because, they're all in the cafeteria, and they're all doing this giant presentation, and the millionaire executives didn't even have the balls to come in. Instead, they were on online on Zoom, from their giant mansions. So everyone had to see them at their cushy homes while they're talking about how they basically said, and I'm pretty sure they might have even said it this way. They said the toy business for us is just breaking even. Now, I don't know about you, but if I was a toy company, I was just breaking even, that's pretty friggin' bad. So, and I can tell you right now, that Disney license is probably what's offsetting a lot of the things that are actually making money.
Well, yeah, and then there was E1.
Yep. Well, I don't think they counted that as like the breaking even part. I think it was just like toy. They said just toys in general, toy sales. But
they're also trying to switch the narrative from being a toy and game company to being a game and toy company.
Exactly.
That goes along with what you're saying. Like they're really moving away from Hasbro as a toy company. They're like, we're a gaming company that makes toys.
Yeah, and it's like when Brian Golden was still alive, he wanted to be an entertainment company.
Yeah.
He was pushing a lot towards entertainment. It's like, guys, how about just be a toy company? Like Mattel doesn't have a problem being a toy company. Playmates, Jazzwares, they don't have problems being toy companies. You seem to be the only one having a problem being just a toy company. And kind of like not everyone else is doing layoffs and has their stock plummeting. But the company that wants to not be a toy company is having the problem. I'm pretty sure it's a them problem, guys.
A lot of it also has to do with media, right? Yeah. You have good media associated with your stuff because that Barbie movie really helped Mattel stay afloat when Hasbro.
Sure. I own a bunch of Mattel stuff.
Marvel's failed. The Eternals failed. On and on and on. Ant-Man and Quantumania failed. Yeah.
So. Yeah. Bob Iger just came out with an interview saying how he just cut a bunch of things because he's like,
a bunch of projects.
The quality is just not there.
Man, I'm waiting for Star Wars: The Acolyte. I'm waiting to see that shit.
I'm just waiting for him to fire Kathleen Kennedy. Like, you want to talk about like no-brain moves? Like, that's a no-brain move.
Oh yeah, but they'll never fire her.
I don't know how they.
Here's a nice, just real straightforward. G4 says, "I'd like to just say, great job."
Thank you.
Let's power through some stuff that I starred because there's something else we got to talk about.
Yeah.
And it includes things like engagement farming and, shitbaggery. AR Lobo, where can we buy that Action Force hoodie? Custom made, baby. Custom made. These aren't for sale. This I got these made because in New England it's a little chilly. So, when we were doing me and my buddy Jordan who does the conventions with me, I wanted us to have like a cool, Valaverse Action Force hoodie. So there's a business, local shop down the road here that does, all sorts of screen printing and whatever printing you want. And I said, guys, I want some hoodies made. So I was trying to support local business, and I had the hoodies go. But I get
comments from this all the time. Like I go to the chiropractor every week, and the girl who does my adjustment, she goes, "This is a really nice hoodie. Like, where can I get it?" I'm like, it's custom made, you know? So I might have to work on maybe making these like, a thing.
It's going to keep coming up.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Pardon me. Wesley says, I'd buy Action Farce. Logan says, how about an Action Farce?
Other people.
How about an Action Farce head pack? And I actually mentioned this before. Like, all you got to do, tool 6 heads. Heads. It's just heads. The bodies are already there. I'm waiting for a look man or something.
Oh, you were actually waiting for a response to that? There's no response for that.
Telling you, brother, you're leaving money on the table. Victor says, hello, Chad. You are the best in the world. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. Just going to revel in that for a second.
Oh, yeah, by all means.
Okay, cool. Thank you for that. Jeff says, does the Crimson Tin come with action points?
It does not.
There you go.
It does not, because it's not. Yeah, we ship them out in boxes now because I felt like it secured them better. But when it originally came out, it didn't have a box, so it was just the tin in a bag. Yeah. So there was nowhere to put points, and people could be like, "Well, you could have just put them on a piece of cardboard inside." Listen, I gave you, a giant set with, over 100 or almost 100 weapons for $80.
Yeah.
So find someone else that's doing deals like that. And, I think not having the points is okay.
And the question itself is out of context because he and some other guys were talking back and forth about, well, there's this and there's that, but I can't remember. And so, yeah, I mean, it's just the question was there. I didn't have an answer for it. So.
Gotcha. Yeah, it was just something that a combination of, it slipping my mind, and also just there wasn't an area to put them. You're not. What are you getting? Metal tin snips to cut your tin?
Yeah,
that'd have been really funny. As if I printed the action points on the tin. Like that'd have been a real dick move.
It would have been. Yeah, for sure. People getting out their tin snips and Dremels. Father Son Galaxy says, Bobby, I just want to thank you for always being an honest company. Your openness is the reason I will always support Valaverse.
Thank you. I appreciate that, and I will always be me, always.
Aaron the Toy Enhancer. What has Hasbro done for us, you may ask? Given us the best childhood we could ever imagine. Need I say more? That's true.
What are they doing now, though? Like, okay, yeah, they gave me a great childhood. So did Kenner and Mattel and whatever. But, it's just like, what are they doing free now?
And that's, I think that's where that whole, brand loyalty to a fault comes in because, yeah, I love Hasbro stuff and GI Joe shaped my whole life. And, I tell that story all the time, but that's not now. It's like when I went to Cairo and I went to the Giza Plateau and I went to the pyramids, one of the 7 original wonders of the world. The people who are climbing all over them and peeing everywhere in public are not the same people who built those pyramids.
Yeah.
Right. The people who are there now that don't care about these landmarks that bring in so much money to their impoverished country, they don't give a shit about those pyramids. And that's kind of how I see it.
100%. Yeah.
Because the Hasbro that made all this is not the Hasbro that exists today.
Yes.
Like, the Hassenfelds are gone. Daryl DePriest, even Mark Webber, the stuff that you worked on, Kirk, Ron, all those guys, gone. They're gone. The people who built the pyramids thousands of years ago, it's not the same people. So that's
perfect example.
That's the only reason why I started that, because I do not conform to that. Robert Diaz, when is the flamethrower wielding man or woman coming to Action Force?
Soon.
Maybe.
No, it's coming. I'm pretty sure I showed a flamethrower at PowerCon. Did I not? Well, maybe. Well, one's coming.
I had heard such a thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then James Lucas says my dollies are better than yours are. Yeah. I just for the fun of it. Shango 730 says con exclusive 4-inch O-ring steel brigade. Let's go.
You guys, nope. You're not going to do it to me like you trolled me about a vehicle. So leave it alone.
Just Jeff. Bobby, when are we going to get more covert figures? Covert trigger with a kiss the chef apron and barbecue tongue.
Come on, guys. Come on.
Covert desert rat with sandals.
Now that's something. That's something. Yeah.
I want to say this is Teague. Yeah, Teague? We're going to go with Teague. Where can I get one of those hoodies? Already answered that.
Yep, we talked about it.
Okay. Yep, we got there.
Just rewind a little bit if you missed it.
Yeah. Aaron MMA 7. God, I hope I said that correctly. Bobby, I know you probably thought of this, but ever think about a battle damage sworn?
I have.
Could that also be articulated as maybe?
Fall's right around the corner, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe?
I think it's a little more than a maybe.
Oh, okay. All right. There's your answer, Aaron. Michael, Bobby, which is better and why for action figures, acrylic or lacquer?
For what?
I guess painting customs. I say acrylic all day.
Oh, for customs, I mean, I use acrylic. For when I do my paint masters, I use acrylic. Lacquer, it's just like, or like those enamels, those testers enamels, they take forever to dry.
Yeah, and it's bitchy.
And sometimes they get really sticky. So I probably say acrylic. I mean,
I only ever use acrylics.
Hand painting any figure is always a little dicey. It's always going to flake off. It's always going to scratch, no matter how much primer you use. But go with acrylic. Always
acrylics. Play sets, spray paint. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Impossible Pie. How about a hooded Action Force figure? We talked about this last time you and I hung out.
Yeah. No, I mean, listen. If they're not going to give it, I can't be here to fix their problems. I can't. There's another company that likes to just not be original and just make their own stuff to puzzle piece into what you're missing. Listen, I know I did one big bad item, but it's like, that was it. It was like, haha, funny. But it was like, I can't keep fixing their problems. Like, that's on them to fix it. I'm over here doing my own thing, come up with something new and fresh, and I got to just keep doing that.
The chat is flying because just those couple that I went into the starred section to read, I looked up and there were 62 more comments.
Whoa.
What would Kathleen Kennedy need to do to get fired? She can't get fired. Can't.
What do you mean she can't get fired? Like, anyone can get fired.
She has some no clause shit in her contract.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they can't.
Isn't her contract coming up, or did they renew it or something? Like,
yeah, they always renew it.
No.
Yeah. Anyway.
What could you do to get fired? I mean, I'm sure there's clauses where it's like things detrimental to the company or something like that.
Like Hillary Clinton, man. She got dirt on all of them.
Right?
All of them.
Yeah. I mean, if she said something like, I don't know, like a racist comment or something like that, like that's
okay, maybe. Yeah.
But probably grounds
that's that moral clause that they are. That's different. As far as like taking a $4 billion purchase and destroying everything under the Lucasfilm umbrella except for Industrial Light and Magic, that didn't get her fired.
That's sort of like an E1 debacle right there. It's like,
whoa, man.
Ooh.
So bad.
Ooh.
Lilith, Chad and Bobby, what do you two think of the new hooded Cobra Commander? Have you seen him with the Firefly balaclava? You haven't seen him?
Oh, he's got a balaclava on now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Oh. Is that the stuff in the Skybound comic?
That's the Hama, A Real American Hero
run. Let's see.
Yeah. I posted it. You can see it on my IG.
Oh, it's on your IG. Let's see.
Yeah, it's there.
Just Chad.
Yeah, we already talked about the Ram cycle. Destro's Desk asked the same thing about a figure with a hood, but you already answered that.
When did you post that picture?
I don't know.
Well, you're lying to me because I'm on your IG and I don't see it.
Friggin' lying to you.
You're lying to me.
All right, whatever. Loco Basswalker question. Hi. Any chance to have an Action Force Horseman recon soldier like in 12 Strong?
Ooh,
That's a good movie.
That's really cool. I don't know. I mean, like, I know that the scale is different, but like Four Horsemen and McFarlane, they did really good horses. So for me, it's like, it's like if you're gonna do something like a horse that's probably expensive and a lot of tools and this and that, like you gotta have a lot of uses for it. So like a fantasy line, it's easy to have a lot of uses for it. But it'd be tough for me to find a lot of uses for like a horse unless I did like a whole cavalry unit. But I don't know if I'm going to do that. So I'd say probably just use one of their horses.
Fair enough.
And you lied to me. I can't find it on your IG.
Yeah, you're right. I just looked. Now, I did put it in my story, but I thought I made a post about it as well. Whatever. Razor says, will there be a gear pack for the female riot trooper?
Not necessarily, because like I think, like the special ops one can go with it. Like too much blue doesn't look good. You want blue and black balance. So it's like the special ops gear pack was essentially made to go on the special ops trooper and the riot trooper. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Frostbites, GI Joe Repro. What is up? My friend sends a $5 super chat. Thank you very much. It says, good morning, gents. Bobby, do you have any plans to make your toys available to your fans in Australia? And Lilith asked that as well.
Listen, it's kind of like the UK debacle. There's not really great retailers out there. I've reached out to so many and gave them the costs, willing to work with them, and their import charges, even getting factory direct, are so high that it's like they can't do it. And it's like I've been trying to do it. I found retailers that would take it, but it's just like the one retailer in Australia that I found, he and I were talking, and he wants to take the line, but he didn't want to take everything. And I said, well, listen, here's the problem. I was like, if you took some of Series 4 and you caused your customers to buy some from you, they would still have to supplement with buying from the States.
Yeah.
So if they're going to buy from the States anyway, you might as well let them buy the whole series. If you only carry, half of it, it's just going to make them mad. And I tried to explain that to them. And he was in a situation where he kind of just started the company, so he didn't have all the capital. And it's like, listen, man, you got to spend money to make money. Like, how do you think your company's going to miraculously start making money? Like, you got to invest, you got to take stuff. It's like Series 4 selling amazing. It's our best selling line to date. It's just like every series has topped each series, and Series 4 is unbelievable right now. Told me should have taken it.
Don't lie. Your ass went out of business with Series 2.
I know. So I'm trying, guys. Like, I'm trying. Same thing with the UK. It's like, it's not like I don't want to sell there. I want to sell there. It's rough. Now I am going to China in May, and I am going to be talking to some Asia distributors about, making my presence in Asia larger. And those distributing partners, I believe, do some Australia distribution as well. So hopefully that can come with it as well.
I dig it. I'm bouncing around again because I'm finding other stuff to star. True Star Screamer. I really like this comment. Hasbro, to be blunt, doesn't owe us anything. Agreed. I don't owe them anything either. So that is why I am enjoying the indie toy scene. It's much more symbiotic.
So, okay. So it's for you, it's just a trade. It's just, they have a product, you have money, you're just bartering, which is it totally makes sense. It's like, okay, well, but it's like for like someone like that making that comment, that's a rational person. Mm-hmm. The people that are just like, oh, you shitting on Hasbro. Oh, how dare you?
You better support it or they'll never make more toys. Or some motherfucker who said, Chad shits on classified. Why do you even collect GI Joe?
That's like early on, they would tell me, they were like, Bobby hates GI Joe. No, I only had a room in my house dedicated to GI Joe, and I own almost every single figure. And I worked on the brand, and it's my favorite toy line ever. But now I hate GI Joe. Like
I
I
don't
love when
understand.
people like think with their brain.
But the reality is, at the end of the day, just because I don't like classified because I have my opinions on it doesn't mean that, one, I think you shouldn't collect it. To me, that's that barrier.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you shouldn't collect it. I'm not saying you shouldn't enjoy it. It's just not for me.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. That's like, you own a blue Ford Taurus, so everyone has to own a blue Ford Taurus. It's like, no. Like, I can have Mask, and I can have 3 3/4 inch GI Joe, and I can have this beautiful thing right here, and it's all cool. It's all well and good. I don't get that whole, if you don't support classified because that's all the GI Joe that Hasbro wants to make now, then you don't support GI Joe.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
I just like, it's also like the people getting their feelings hurt because you don't like something they like.
Yeah,
It's like, listen, the car analogy. It's like my last 3 vehicles have been Toyotas. I love them so much, I'm never gonna not buy a Toyota.
I got a fucking FJ.
I had an FJ, then I got a Tacoma, and then now I have a Tundra.
Yeah.
But if someone came up to me and was like, Toyotas suck, I would say, okay, well, not for me, it doesn't. So what,
you don't like Brussels sprouts? Let's fight.
Yeah, so like what does it matter? Like that, and that's the thing I find funny is the people that just get so upset. Like so triggered, so upset. It's like, what does it matter to you? What does it matter if I shit on Hasbro? It shouldn't. Is me shitting on Hasbro going to stop you from collecting? No. So why does it matter? Like, what are you getting upset about? Like, that's what I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't collect anything Mattel. To me, Mattel is like,
yeah,
it's just there. Like, I don't, whatever. But I don't lie awake at night thinking like, people don't like Mattel. Whatever. Anyway, Bear 11 Charlie says, what about a Mortar Man?
Says the guy with short fuse as his picture.
he's also a Mortarman. He's an 11 Charlie.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Maybe I try to think of sometimes, like, because Action Force is like a few years in the future, like what,
and very kinetic. It's very kinetic.
Yeah.
Like reading the comics.
Yeah. It's like, what is, the new mortar? Like, what's going to replace the mortar? Because it's like, what replaced the bazooka was the javelin. And it's like weapons are always evolving. I just saw this new, I think H&K is putting it out. It's going to replace the saw. It's like pretty, like, it's got a reciprocating barrel to it. It's pretty nuts.
Yeah.
So it's like things are always evolving.
We'll see that in like 12 years.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
What's the evolution of the mortar would be interesting.
It's like that M17 that they gave us that replaced the Beretta M9. Like, we fielded it and we fielded it and we fielded it, and then we didn't get them until 2019 when we went to Africa. That's when they were like, here, take all this new shit. And like now, like, we just fielded the Carl Gustav, and I'm like, oh, okay, welcome to like 9 years ago. It's dumb.
That's a great rocket launcher, though.
Oh yeah, the Goose is cool. And then we just got the new JLTVs that replace the Humvees, the 1151 Humvee.
Oh yeah.
They're pretty cool. Whatever, but I like the Matt V's better. Kent says, Bobby, can you acquire the copyright named Heavy Duty?
I mean, at this point, I wouldn't want to, because now that Classified is so heavy into the nostalgia stuff, you don't know what they're working on behind the scenes. I don't know that. I mean, don't get me wrong, that the Heavy Duty with the twin miniguns on that giant like armor piece from '91 was amazing. That figure's great.
Yep.
But I wouldn't want to chase anything. Listen, I got the 2 names I wanted. I got my childhood favorite. I'm good, man.
And you almost had Serpentor.
Almost had Serpentor.
World Made of Cardboard with a $5 super chat. Thank you very much, my friend. Says, what documents do you have to submit for a copyright on an action figure? Where do patents fit into the design?
Patents are different. Patents aren't exactly like a copyright design. A patent is like, for instance, if all right, like this boom mic, like this apparatus, like you can patent like the way something moves or the way something works,
right.
Or engineered. Copyrights like, the design of a logo or a picture or design of a certain character. And like copyright, you don't necessarily need to, you could submit everything you designed to copyright, but no one does. Like, as long as you have proof, you can show like social. That's why social media is great for documenting things. Cause it's like, well, I can show that I posted, these things back in 2019
when I poor man's copyright shit and mail it to yourself.
Yeah. There's that too. Yeah. So it's like, you show proof that you designed something, then it's just like, then it's locked in, you're good. It's like, yeah, you'd have to fight it legally and stuff like that. But that's kind of how it is.
Thanks, World Made of Cardboard. Appreciate that. Just Jeff with a $10 super chat. Thanks, brother. And says, Slurpees and cheap bourbon for everyone. Not up Steel Brigade ladies when?
Good question. One day.
Left-handed holsters?
Oh, it's coming in series 5.
Oh, also Batman. I think you covered it. Thank you for this action figure journey, Bobby and Chad.
Sidewinder has a left-handed holster just because everyone was complaining. I figured I couldn't leave you lefties out of it.
It's only like 1 in every 9 people.
I know, right? Like it's funny because my wife is left-handed and I'm right-handed. And like my son is a copy of me and he's right-handed. My daughter is a copy of my wife and she's left-handed.
There you go.
Yeah.
Lefties.
Lefties.
It's weird to watch them ride. I'm like, what are you, crippled?
Yeah, I know. And it's like, they're also like when I was going to art school and stuff, like you draw like left to right, but like the lefties, like they rub over what they drew previously. It always
same with when they write. Yeah, when they write with like a wet pen, it's like there's like this smear. I'm like, yeah, you're like a cripple. Yeah. Now all the lefties are going to be like, did you call us cripples? You called us cripple.
I think what it would be cool is if someone was a lefty and they started writing backwards and made you look at it in a mirror. Oh, you want to see what I said? Look at it in the mirror. You cater to me.
Look at this backwards. Michael says, hey, gents, Bobby, are you bringing any archive figures this weekend? Because you got a con this weekend.
Yes, I have a con this weekend in Massachusetts. I have a few kill switches.
Ooh.
So she's an archive figure. I'm trying to think. Rollout, and I just found a few Sarges. So those will be at the show. They're sold out on the site. I'm trying to remember if there's anything else on the site that's sold out that I'm bringing. I do have, and I was going through it when we were on the 3 POA this past weekend. I have a ton of just loose figures.
Yes, you were discussing this.
A mass. And I'm like, I should start like putting them together and bag them as loose figures and put them on the site in the Wounded Warehouse. So I've been slowly working on that. And my buddy Jordan was like, you want to bring them to the show? And I'm like, I don't have them already and stuff like that. And, so eventually sometime within the next couple of months, we have enough Wounded Warehouse stuff to put a new sale up, and I'm going to put those loose figures up, which is cool because there's like some rare ones in there, like some series, some SDS reissue Condors and Bone Collectors and version 1 Pandoras and Kill Switches and some other figures that sold out. So that'll be fun.
Cool. I bounce back to the regular chat to star more stuff because I am working. Boom!
That's right. I'm here, bitches. Thought you could do this show without me? Much better.
Did he really just leave? He fucking left.
He didn't leave. I kicked him out. I said, hey, get out of here. Me and Chad don't need you. Vala.
He better come back.
I'll let him come back.
Huh? He better come back.
I'll let him come back. Was he answering good questions? Oh,
yeah.
Hey, we're not doing We're not making 4-inch O-ring steel brigade, okay? Stop asking me. Listen, man.
Don't you
We're
dare
not
leave.
doing it.
Don't you leave. Don't leave.
I got buttons.
Anyway, I'm gonna get back to this. Samantha, Blue Serendipity says, if Bobby doesn't keep doing new and innovative things, what ideas will Hasbro borrow from?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Hi, Ryan.
Hi, Chad.
How are you?
Fine. How are you?
I'm good. We're hanging out with this guy.
Oh, yeah.
This guy
Chad's
right here.
handler.
Bobby, why do you have that shitty look on your face, man?
He's mad that I'm here.
Yeah, who invited this guy?
Why are you mad that Ryan's here?
Yeah. Chad invited me. You kidding me?
I told him to come crash.
Didn't we talk about how you're supposed to run all decisions by me?
No.
No, he's
I'm not
talking
talking about you.
He's talking to me.
Oh,
Don't you see his tag there? Don't you see that right there?
Chad's handler. Oh, you didn't check with him?
Yeah.
Oh.
See what I'm saying?
Anyway, we're gonna move on. Hi, Ryan. Good to see you.
Hi. How come I can't see the chat? Oh, there it is. I
I
see
don't
it
know.
now.
You told me.
I see it.
Ernie's Attic. Question for Bobby: have you considered making any 1/6 scale figures?
I've thought about it, and I talked with my buddy out in China, my PM, because he is a big 1/6 scale collector, and he knows the owner of Hot Toys and stuff like that. And I said, it might be cool, but I think we're gonna save that probably for like the movie. Like, wait till the brand gets bigger, and then we can, do 1/6 scale figures. I think it's cool though. I would love to do premium figures in like different versions. Like, I've been very vocal. I kind of like wrote off Mezco. So, but I would love to do like a premium 1/12 with soft goods and things like that. I don't care, Ryan. I don't care. So yeah, I mean, 1/6 is definitely on the radar.
Cool. Ryan, what's up?
I'm working on 1/6 figures.
Yeah.
This is just a mock-up, but I'm working on a 1/6 Brian Flynn right here. 1/6 scale.
Oh boy. Okay. Battlecore Wild Bill sends a $5 super chat. Thank you very much, Wild Bill, and says, "Replay Squad rep. Gotta love Replay Squad. I love listening to you gents while at work. Keep up the great work. Thank you very much. It's much appreciated." Kent sent another super chat, $10. Thanks, Kent, and says, "Thanks, Chad and Bobby. You answered your answer clarified it for me. Both of you gentlemen are scholars."
Got it, man.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it. Ryan's a scholar too, but Ryan just got here. You know what, Ryan? You're just in time for our next topic, and it involves you.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Ooh, this is gonna be a
Python
juicy
the Python with a $10 super chat. Thanks, brother, and says, "Just stopping in on a work break. Got to support my boy Chatty Wonka." I earned that. Yeah. What's up, Mr. Vala? Thank you for being so accessible to your fans. Pity Dads Unite. You have a pit bull?
I do.
Cool.
I have 2.
I'll watch the replay after when I get home. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
Cool, man. You got it.
Snot Lips. What about ex-president figures?
I was actually just talking with someone today about when a historical figure becomes public domain. And we were talking about like ex-presidents and things like that. Like, could you do like a George Washington figure? It's like they did like Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. So it's like there's fair use for it. I think it's something like once their estate's gone, it's kind of easy to do it. Then there's stuff that does enter public domain, like at a certain period of time. But historical figures are mostly fair game.
Gotcha. Sal says we need an Action Force flask.
That would be awesome.
Ryan, what the hell are you doing?
Nothing.
Speaking of flask, before we get into this next picture, I'm going to get a drink.
Oh, we drinking? Can you hear that on the mic?
Yeah, I hear it. Book. And then, since I was talking about the Giza Plateau, Scuba Pete decided to bust out a dad joke and says, now that Chad is retiring, he's headed to the Geezer Plateau.
The Geezer Plateau.
And then Samantha says that my dog needs her own theme song.
Oh, how about this one? It's a good one for a dog. Snoop
That is a
Dogg.
good one for a dog.
Yeah. Nikki Nicole, what's up? Sends a $5 super chat with no comment.
What's up, Nikki?
Thank you very much. Good to see you. Thanks for being
Mickey?
here. And then Gonzo sends a $2 super chat. Thank you, my man, and says, I support GI Joe at Ross and Ollie's.
I bet
Cheers,
you do.
Ryan, I think you missed the part where everybody in the chat was saying Bobby needs to make action farce. You missed it.
Yeah. I don't know
I'm
about
glad
that.
Ryan disagrees.
Mr. Madgus, Bobby, any way we can get a field doctor loadout?
A medic is coming, yes.
Ooh, nice. There you go. You guys heard it. Gonzo sends another super chat. Thank you, Gonzo. And says, sorry, I meant Hasbro and Classified at Ross and Ollie's.
Ah.
Cool. Oh, here's her comment. Thank you, Nikki Nicole, for a $10 super chat. Thank you so much. Good evening, gentlemen. New Night Force Steel Core is rumored to be Night Force Shockwave.
Ah, that makes sense.
I find it odd and contrived that random characters are being given these helms. Thoughts? Yeah.
I mean,
It's like, because I had already said, why did you make Big Ben Night Force? So that's
Well, yeah, I
Shockwave
think-
with just a Steel Core helmet?
it's probably, listen, I don't know what they're doing. I'm not going to sit here and, be like, they're just trying to like do this or that. They're like, listen, if they're,
we said positive things about this.
yeah, I mean, listen, there's part of them that are like with the helmet thing. It's like, yeah, they put it in with the vamp, and it's like they're doing it with this. And it's just like, okay, listen, if that's what they want to do, they're free to put their helmet in with everything. I think it's funny. Because it's like, well, what are you trying to do? You're never ever gonna get that name back. So
Steel Core Grunt.
Like, what is it like? My thing is, what is it doing for them? I think it's funny.
I think this is the best Ram cycle so far.
Oh yeah, we were
Yep.
praising this thing up and down. Yeah, the paint apps on this look freaking awesome.
Can I say something really controversial that's going to really piss some people off?
Yeah,
Is it okay to do that on your channel?
Yeah.
I think the original Steel Brigade helmet sucks. I don't like it at all. But I wasn't a Joe fan, so I didn't grow up with it.
It's definitely an acquired taste because it's weird looking. It's got this big muzzle on it.
Yeah,
I love it. I love that freaking muzzle on it.
I like it. It has a very like medieval feel to it. That's why I kind of like it.
Can I also say something else?
No.
Oh God, yes.
I think all GI Joe sucks.
Shut the fuck up, Ryan.
Starting with the 12-inch figures and then a Real American Hero. Ninja Force was the only good thing that ever happened with GI Joe.
And you invited this guy.
And then after that, it's just been all downhill.
I look, I love him. I mean, look at him.
GI Joe. There was never a good GI Joe comic book ever. They were not good.
Somebody's gonna screen cap this.
I'm starting to get mad.
Ryan. Yeah. Thanks, Nikki.
Yeah, Nikki, that's a good call on the Shockwave. I don't know if you heard that from somewhere, but that's interesting because we didn't.
The
we didn't
vest
know
looks
that.
like Shockwave. Like after she said it, looking at the vest, it looks like Shockwave.
Yeah, because that's right. Because that's not the steel core vest that came with the steel core figures. That's the Shockwave vest. That's right.
Yeah. What?
Nikki Nicole for the win.
Yeah, that is just his.
Yeah.
That's the Shockwave body in black.
I mean, hey, that's whatever. Thanks, Nikki.
Well, so real quick, I'm gonna go off on a tangent because there was an item that never got released, and I know this because, like I said, I documented all these items that never got released in the 2000s. There was an exclusive set. There were two exclusive sets that had gotten worked on when I was there as an intern, and I later found the paint masters for them when I was there. They did this set. It was Steel Brigade versus Iron Grenadiers, and they had taken a bunch of figures. Flint, I think it was like Flint, Duke, Zap, Big Brawler, and someone else. And they put them in powder blue fatigues and shirts and things like that. I want to say you could probably find a picture somewhere if you dig hard enough online. But they had Steel Brigade patches on them. And there was this set where they took regular figures, and because the helmet that came with the Pit Commando, they gave them that all of them that helmet. So it was just like they took the main named characters and all of a sudden pushed them into Steel Brigade, which I didn't like because Duke shouldn't have been part of Steel Brigade. Steel Brigade was its own unit. They're the exfil unit. So the fact that they had Duke and Zap, but then they did the Iron Grenadier set. It was Destro with a big like maroon cape and different types of grenadiers, and they had this big grenadier logo like on them and stuff. It was a really, really cool set. And I don't know if the set had all the figures or if it was like the Steel Brigade set and the grenadier set. But that's kind of like where it started originating, where they started giving the helmet to guys, because that Steel Brigade helmet that came with the Pit Commando was the first time the helmet came on its own.
Yep.
At least that original version. I don't know about that Valaverse Venom crap, but so then they just thought it was okay to put the helmet with named characters, which I didn't agree with.
Dig it. Oh, we already went over this one. I bounced around. Death Skull sends a $2 super chat and says, "All hail the toxic tater."
Hail. Oh, you want
That's
me to...
you.
Thank you, Death Skull.
This guy
GI Joe sucks.
slapping his stream deck all over my fucking business.
Right across
Andrew
the
M.
face.
stream deck. Oh, baby. Andrew M sends a $5 super chat. Look at Bobby's body language.
I know, he's so pissed. Got his arms crossed.
Thank you, Andrew, for the $5 super chat. Says nothing will replace the mortars. Most like howitzers, maybe updated targeting systems and ammo will be updated. Yeah, I can agree with that. Yeah, 120 millimeter mortar that'll change your attitude,
Right?
Barry sends a $5 super chat with no comment. Barry, if you...
That's okay. He probably didn't have a comment. That's my father-in-law.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Dude, that's rad. Thank you, sir. Much
He listens
appreciated.
to all the shows. He's a good
That's
fan.
very cool. Very, very cool. Okay, so we're pretty caught up. Let's move on. Ryan,
I'm excited.
Yes.
let's discuss this. So you went to, what was it, Toronto Fan Expo?
I did.
Yeah. So you met Gina Carano.
I did. I met her.
And you had her sign an Eclipse body with a Gina Carano head on it for Bobby. Right?
Yes.
Now, Bobby, when you posted this on the Valaverse Instagram, you put a whole backstory to it. Do you want to give us like the cliff notes?
Yeah, I mean, basically, a couple of years back, we were talking with Gina about being in the movie, and I talked to her about being, a figure, introducing her as a character before the movie, and she was all about it. So, I had a head sculpt done for her and created this character. And once we sent her the contract, I don't know if she had second thoughts or whatever, but it never came to be. So it was a bummer because I thought it would have been great to bring her into the line. And then Ryan said to me, he goes, "Hey man, you got any of those Gina heads left?" And I was like, "Well, yeah." He's like, "You should paint one up and put it on a figure. I'm going to see her at this convention." So he was kind of the orchestrator of this. And I was like, "Sure." So one day I just painted up 2 of them, made 2 custom figures, threw them together in boxes, sent them to Ryan, and he got her to sign one for me. And then one was for her.
Yep.
Yeah, it was pretty last minute too. You overnighted them.
I did, yeah, just to get him there real quick.
I was worried because when I got there at the con, you have to check in at the not with her because she's not out at her table yet, but this handler, I guess.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Was
look,
it Drunk 3PO?
No.
No, he was back with her, right?
He's her convention manager.
Right.
So
right.
he's hanging out with her.
Yeah.
So I'm like, can we give gifts? Like, is that a thing? Is that okay to do? Because I mean, I could see how that could get weird, right?
Yeah.
And the guy's like, I don't know, probably not. I'm like, great. Okay. Then I get up there, right? So we have to wait in line. She comes out, and you walk up and you go to Drunk 3PO, right? And you put out the item you want signed. And I say, look, I want this signed. It's a custom figure of her from Valaverse Action Force. He's like, oh, that's awesome. And he was really impressed. And I said, I have an extra one. Can I give it to her? Can she? And he's like, yeah, are you kidding me? I was like, cool. And so it just worked out great. She was super nice. She was more than happy to sign one. I explained to her, this is from Bobby. I don't know if she remembered. She didn't say she did. But she loved the figure. She signed one for Bobby. And she was just really impressed with it. And she was very thankful. Very nice. She flirted with my kid a little bit. He's 14.
Oh,
So-
I bet he was all about that.
She shook his hand and she goes, wow, that's a strong grip you have there. And he turns
like,
yeah.
know.
You know what I do in my room? Yeah.
And I just got demonetized.
Oops.
Jeez.
We were all 14.
Yeah, we've all been there. So she was really receptive to it. She enjoyed it. What happened after, Bobby? So you posted this.
What happened was a bunch of babies woke up from their nap, and didn't have their binkies in their mouth. It was really, now I kind of expected. I was waiting.
Ryan,
for
is
it.
this your kid?
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Damn it.
He's got style.
Yeah, that's rad.
Nice job, Gavin.
Sorry, as you were. My bad.
So yeah, I expected some things to happen because, listen, Gina, what happened with Gina, whether you side with her or not, blah, blah, blah. It was like it surrounded a, some sort of, I don't want to call it political or whatever, but it was agenda driven or whatever it was. Whether you believe she said what she said or how she meant what she said, who cares? Who really gives a shit? So
she put a thing in her story. It was only in her story. It wasn't even a post, and it went away. And then
and it was 100%
said shit 10 times worse.
It was 100% completely innocent.
Yeah, it wasn't. She would like retweeted something. It wasn't even like hers. Whereas, like, I'm not trying to get and make it sticks and stones here, but it's like what's his name? Pedro Pascal. I don't know what he said. I heard like he said something too. He didn't get slapped on the wrist she did. But...
He said losers in 18 whatever, and it was a Confederate flag. Then he said losers in 1940 whatever, and it was the what German flag. Right. And then he said losers in 2020, and it was make America great again.
No.
That's what he said.
So it's like everyone's got an agenda. But at the end of the day, whether you support it or not, it doesn't matter. Like, I made a post that had no agenda whatsoever in it. I didn't say it was wrong that she got fired. She was totally right. I didn't say any of that. I said, this was an exciting day. This was really cool.
Yep.
And then it was like,
nothing about the Mandalorian or
nothing about that.
Dune or any of that shit. Nothing.
Yeah. Because it wasn't about that. It wasn't about politics. It wasn't about agenda. It was about celebrating this cool thing that happened. And
badass MMA fighter.
All of a sudden, like I said, the babies woke up from their nap, couldn't find their binkies, and they felt that we cared about what they had to say. Now, it was just a bunch of people bitching and complaining. And then what happened is, and they came in, they were like, how dare you support her? She's anti-Semitic, blah, 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 blah. Like, just their comments were very agenda-driven. No one else's were. Theirs were.
Right.
So, and I'm not going to say, like, who was left, who was right. I'm just going to say, just to make it, to give it context, say, the people bitching were orange, and the people that love Gina were green, just for the sake of just showing sides. People that were green were just like, yeah, this is awesome that you got her signs, blah, blah, blah. People that orange just came in here just yelling, blah, blah, blah. And then what happened was the people in the green were like, go fuck yourself. And then they started kind of ganging up on the orange people. Now, the orange people were then sending me private messages saying, you have people that are threatening me. How can you support this, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, listen, man, that's between you and them. I made a post about this. Well, you're allowing them to do this. And I'm like, okay, well, you kind of came on my porch, like Chad would say. Now, the analogy I gave was, I said, okay, I live in New England. I absolutely hate New England fans. They're some of the most garbage people ever. Like, just
Agreed.
Like, I have a pet peeve that, like, when people refer to their team as we, like as if they played the game, like, oh, we won. Oh yeah, what position did you play? How many touchdowns did you score? Pet peeve. I can't stand it when someone says we. It's just like,
oh, it's the same thing with that fucking Giant Man thing. Like, yeah, we got funded.
You don't play for them. You watch them. You watch them because you watch them. It pays their salary. But anyway, say I walked into a New England bar on Sunday when the Patriots were playing and people are kind of half in the bag, and I just walked in and I just said, the Patriots fucking suck in this bar. And then I got the shit kicked out of me. I don't think I would say, I just got beat up for no reason. Like that's the equivalent.
Yep.
You came into a post that had no agenda and started mouthing off about an agenda. And then you got ganged up on. And then you cried to me saying, I got threatened and this and that. Hey, man, you probably shouldn't have walked into the bar and said the Patriots fucking suck. So it's just like, go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Nothing I do is agenda driven. It's not political based. It's not whatever. I'm making
You
toys.
said hi, Bob, at the end of that.
Yeah. It's
Hi,
just,
Bob.
it's just funny that like these people come in and just like their feelings got so hurt. And it was like, okay, you came into this post and you voiced your opinion. Okay. Freedom of speech, whatever.
Yeah.
And then it's like they got ganged up on. And then they were like, you started deleting comments. Now we know what side you support. And I was like, no. And I had to clarify. I said, I deleted your comment because you were starting this and then people were ganging up on you. And that wasn't what the post was about.
Right. Yeah.
People maybe were saying threatening things. Okay, so I got rid of the post. What else do you want me to do?
Yeah.
What do you want me to do? It was almost like they wanted me to like fix their life or what. I got threatened.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
You got threatened by
sent me the
someone on
screenshots.
social media.
I saw that. Yeah, that was.
So it's just like, yeah, I was deleting comments because you made a comment that started trouble. Like everything was fine. Read the room.
Yeah.
Read the room. Again, I'm not walking into that bar and thinking, ooh, there's a lot of Tom Brady jerseys in here. I probably shouldn't say anything. So I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah.
I read the room. I said, no, I'm going to keep that to myself because me saying Tom Brady sucks, what is that going to accomplish besides me getting the shit kicked out of me? It's not going to accomplish anything.
Yeah.
So if you want to ruin your day, if you want to be unhappy, if you want to bitch and moan, okay, well, that's you, man. Your life sucks. But that's basically what it came down to. And it just blew my mind. Like the sourpuss people that thought that what they had to say mattered there at that point when that wasn't what the post was about at all. And then bitch and moan when you got beat up.
Yep. Tidarium Hangers here. What's up, dude? Good to see you. Says we know who was right. Yeah. But, the Titan says that sounds like the same 6 people that were protesting the con. I don't know if you saw that footage, but that was pretty funny.
Chad,
Ryan,
I was there.
Yeah, I know you were there, but
Yeah, there were 6.
yeah,
Just
they were standing
absolute
outside, and none of it was really even
complete
related.
waste of space.
Yeah, they were out by the trash can, just standing there. Yeah,
Yeah.
And it's like, so that day, like I lost a couple followers on Instagram. Okay, big deal. Like I gained them back over the next 2 days, so it doesn't matter. Like, oh, I'm not following you anymore. Hey, ma'am.
Hi.
Ryan's here, but I don't know what Ryan's doing. But
I'm here.
there's Bobby.
He's hanging out.
We're talking about
Hey.
Gina Carano and
Oh,
the
yeah.
custom figure of her that Bobby made.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she knows. She knows what's up.
Yep.
Anyway,
But yeah, like I'm not supporting you anymore.
and,
It's not
and
like
she
I
brought
need-
this.
I brought this too.
Oh, look at that fur ball.
That's the Dolly Collie.
Yep, that's our baby. Anyway, so yeah, so for some reason the
Just
action figure generated a bunch of drama.
yeah, and it's
or
like
whatever.
it's not. We didn't say we were doing a figure of him. Like, oh, I can't imagine if we actually do a figure of her. I can't imagine the thousands of people that are going to be happy and the 5 people that are going to be upset. Oh, what are we going to do? Shut the lights off. Oh my goodness. That's the other thing.
You
It's
go out
like
of business
it's
4
like
series ago.
if you walked into a post where there were hundreds of comments that were praising this, would you really think it was a good idea to start mouthing off? Like, come on. No common sense from people. None whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah, World Made of Cardboard says, do people have lives anymore? Can we just enjoy life?
Apparently not.
Again, right? The internet's a place for consensus these days. It's not about sharing, it's about echo chambering, and I don't know.
It's about
That's why
getting
I
mad
like
at
hanging
people
out
that
with you
don't
guys.
agree with you.
That's why I like hanging out with you guys, because Bobby doesn't want to make 4-inch figures, and I don't give a shit. And Ryan hates half the stuff that I love, and I don't give a shit.
I hate you too, but we get along, so it's cool.
You do not.
I don't.
You do not. We send each other pride flag, huggy, kissy faces all day long. So
Yep. Except when I do it, I'm being serious.
I will post receipts. I will. Watch me. We got almost 250 people.
Wow.
Yeah. That's pretty rad. What else on this? Anything else on this, or are we kind of good?
No, it's just it was funny. I ruined a lot of people's, I shouldn't say a lot, a few people's day that day, which was awesome. It was awesome.
Yeah. And then Jay Woods wants to know who's got hands, orange or green? See, and then Rachel brings it back around and says it sounds like they need a Valaverse life coach figure.
See that?
Mm-hmm.
See that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Muggy Wara Prince. Man, I hope I pronounced that correctly. Says when the fight breaks out on the bus, both sides get kicked off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody knows the old adage about arguing on the internet, right? Yeah.
It's useless. I don't know.
Yeah. It's kind of about Special Olympics, but Curse of Fenrir says Legends of YouTube. What's up, guys? He's talking to you too.
What's up, Mr. Fenrir?
Yep.
He leaves a lot of comments on our
Yeah.
on 3POA, and I appreciate that, man.
He's totally rad. He always engages with all of my stuff.
Lots
too.
of engagement. Thank you.
I'm not gonna verbally say this, but you can read it and chuckle or whatever, because I'm sure somebody's gonna be like, "Don't say that." But yeah, yeah. And then Destro's Death says, "Chad, thank you for keeping Gina on the screen for an extended period of time. Sorry, I don't get out much."
Quite easy on the eyes.
I mean, from what I hear, like she's like super cool, like totally down to earth.
When we had our call with her, I just remember like just being on like the Zoom call with her, and I was like, she's like a real person. Like she was so like super easy to talk to and stuff. She cursed like a sailor, and I was like, this is awesome. Like I took a picture of the screen and sent it to my wife. I'm like, look who I'm talking to.
Yeah.
It was rad. I'm a little jealous that Gavin got to touch her physically.
Did. Yeah. That's true. Yeah, I've never met her, but whatever. I met Ryan and Ryan met her, so by proxy, her and I are best friends.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of which, Mython the Python says we need 4-inch action force.
That's a new idea that I've never heard before.
It is, yeah.
I like that. Oh, Mython's here.
Mython's always here. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. And then you shit, I went the wrong way. You did this. How was this?
Amazing.
Yeah, Zolocon?
I was very excited for Zolocon. I heard great things about this show. It was fairly close. You know, it was less than 5 hours away, so I was excited. Also, it's like I love doing the shows. We hadn't done a show since we did a small show in November, but it's like, you know, PowerCon was the last like big show. So I felt like it had been a while. And we had all this new product. We hadn't brought Series 5 to a show yet, or Series 4 to a show yet. Or production samples of the Vanguard. So I was just like, man, I was really looking forward to it. And I was a little weary because I'm like, it seemed like it was like a weird venue and stuff, but everyone had told me it was a great show. And yeah, it was a weird place. It's a old NASA training facility, which had a big centrifuge in the middle, which
I saw you climbed in that.
Yeah, you're not allowed to. So I was like, I'm not leaving here without climbing in that thing.
Sure.
But they were very accommodating, gave me a really big space, and man, we killed it. We sold out of so much. Like I brought a ton with me, thinking like, oh, it's okay to have extra. And Jordan was like, hey, we sold out of this, we sold out of this, we sold out of this. I'm like, holy crap, you know. And every night we were counting our cash, this and that. But it was our third highest sales event, so it was really nice.
That's rad.
Ninja was there. It was cool. It was a great show. So I told him, I said, look, you know, I'm not doing their other 2 shows throughout the year because I have other shows lined up. But I said, I'll take this exact spot next year, 100%. So they were like, yes, we want you back. So
now, from what I understand, there's a bar up on that floor.
Yes. So like literally,
oh well then.
If the bar is like literally a little bit to, if the person taking this picture, it was a little bit to the left of them. It was right there. So that was really nice. So a couple times we got some margaritas and stuff. It's not a big bar, you know, it's not a full bar and stuff. They have a few drinks, but I joked about having like an Action Force themed drink or something, or if you got the drink, you get like a discount on the exclusive or something like that. I think that could be fun.
Oh, God.
Oh, look at this guy's here. Masterson 42. I'll give you a Chris Salute, sir. Says so many things I want to say, but I will refrain for now. Yes, please refrain. You know, your opinions are your opinions, my friend. You're still my friend. Greg says, Bobby, you need to show Chad your big Zolocon pickup.
Should I go get it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get it.
I want to see it.
You haven't seen it?
No.
Jeez, Chad.
What? Man, look, just because
That
he's
means you
my
didn't
handler,
watch my show, Chad.
baby. I do watch your friggin' show, Ryan.
I can't stay mad at you.
Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Oh, I did see that. I did see that. Yes, that's right. I did.
It's a tom-tom.
Yeah, see, Ryan says I don't watch your guys' show, but yeah, I did see that. I did. I saw it. I synced it. Thanks, Greg. Yeah, that's right. Because I remember you were talking about how you had that made and blah blah blah. Yep. Roll Keeper says I had a blast at Zolocon. Got to talk to Ninja and Bobby.
Cool, man.
Speaking of our little masked friend, I sent him a message today asking him about, and I'm not expecting anybody else to answer this, but I sent him a message asking him about DFW because I knew it was like question mark. So, because Bobby, I'm gonna hit you up offline, and I guess this guy too, and we're gonna discuss a DFW thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
You mean the show everyone's going to?
Yes, that show in June that some other show decided to park on its dates. And I have it on my channel for posterity's sake. Greg announced 2025's dates on my show. Ooh. And then he posted on Facebook. So if that other show in Georgia decides to park on his fucking dates again, we got receipts.
I hope he does so we can end that show for good. Ryan,
I hope he doesn't, just because it's stupid.
You know what the equivalent is? DFW is 3POA and Joe Fest is ACBA.
That's kind of apropos due to Ryan's shirt there. Yeah, I see.
You know, I'd be like, people actually
You
go to
see it.
DFW.
Yeah.
We should make some shirts that say DFW. People actually go.
Now, can I announce something on your show, Chad? Exclusively?
By all means, please.
So, Super 7 was announced to be at Joe Fest, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to announce here that I will have 1/6 scale Brian Flynn action figures at DFW. Right here. Okay. Now, this is just a mock-up. Just a mock-up here. The actual figure will be much smaller.
You heard it here first. Thanks, Ryan. I've never talked to Brian Flynn, like never, ever, never. And if I ever get in the same room as him, he's gonna be like, "I fucking hate you." I'll be like, "I didn't do anything, dude."
I'm gonna put this out there, and I'm gonna put a little something out there for people. I'm not saying start trouble. I'm saying I think it would be fun to do this because somebody did this with who's the Lenny and Emily at San Diego Comic-Con. He took some pictures of them with Valaverse shirts on. If you can manage to get Brian Flynn to take a picture of you together, he has to pose for the picture. You can't just like walk in front of him and take a picture. He has to pose with the picture. Now, again, don't start trouble. Don't be a problem. Just saying, ask him politely if you could take a picture with him. If you can successfully take a picture of yourself with Brian Flynn and you're wearing a Valaverse and/or Action Force shirt, I'll give you $100.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Oh man.
Show me proof, and I'll send you $100.
Ooh.
But again, be respectful. You know, we are dealing with children here. Be respectful.
Bring a step ladder so he can be at
that. Yeah.
With the normal
Is he short? Is he a short guy?
Short. He's really little.
Oh.
But yeah, $100.
So Scuba's saying a con with a bar?
On with a bar.
Yeah. And then Jim Smith said you just happen to have the booth closest to the bar.
Well, when I saw it on the map, I was like, a bar? So I sent it to my friend Jordan. I'm like, dude, we're next to the bar.
Nice. Greg says I'm getting that goat ready. Yeah. ML Series, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Thanks for the $2 super chats. And ask, can Series 4 boots fit on a Series 5 buck?
Yes. So I worked extensively because the Series 1 and 2 and SDS were done in a different factory. So Series 5 is at a new factory. And I sent them every figure from the previous series. And I said, listen, I made the bodies so that they all work together. Very much like Mythic Legions. So all the torsos can fit the legs, and the legs can fit the torsos, and vice versa. Same thing with the hands and the boots. So all that stuff will work together. The bodies are the same size, so all the vests can work together. The head balls are the same size, so all the heads can work together. The factory sent me extensive pictures, and they did this whole detailed spreadsheet of what parts can work with all the new Series 5 parts. And it's literally like 95% of the line can work with it. So for instance, like the new helmet that Senshi comes with has holes on the side, just like the Series 1 helmet, so that all the things that fit those old helmets now fit the new helmets. Same thing with the night vision. The old night vision goggles will fit the new helmet, and the new night vision goggles that flip up will fit the old helmet. So all of it across the board, like I'm saying, like 95% of all the parts will work with the new bodies. Now, Atlas is a different story. He's big.
Yeah. It's a different.
Again, I made everything because I didn't want all these figures that didn't work with each other. So it's important to make sure that all the parts work together.
I gotta say, as you know, someone who's been kit bashing and customizing 4-inch figures for a long time, a 25th and a 50th or a Pursuit of Cobra, like they do not jive.
Yeah.
You know, we all know those don't jive.
Yeah.
And I always appreciated the fact that even though I don't have much Valaverse Action Force stuff, that you can just plug and play them like that. Like that's the way that I think these lines should be, because I got a lot of 25th bucks where I'm like, oh, I could do this with like a Pursuit of Cobra torso and 50th this. No, doesn't work.
Yeah.
Jay Wood says, for $100, I'll pose with him just wearing my Action Force underwear. Yeah. Uh-oh, look who's here. What's up, Ace?
Hey, Ace.
Good to
Hey.
see you. Thanks for being here. Yep. Boop. And then David Andrews asks, okay, who is Brian Flynn? He runs Super 7, right? He's
After getting fired from the Keebler company, he went to start his own toy company called Super 7.
yeah, I just
Amazing.
that's all I know is that he's at Super 7. Ace, it's good to see you, dude. Bobby and I we were talking about you and all your awesome efforts earlier. We definitely were. I got something for you, Ryan. Oh, and by the way, Teague said I nailed it. Awesome, thank you. Motorcycles. What motorcycles do you guys use?
I drive a truck.
I think for figures.
No, I know. I know. I don't know. I don't think.
Mostly the Marvel Legends ones for me. That's what.
Oh yeah, like the like I have the World War II cap in my office because I worked on that figure. But
This one.
yeah,
You didn't know. You're just a Hasbro hater, and
I'm
you
just
hate
Hasbro
everything.
hater. I'm just a Hasbro hater that dedicated 6.5 years of his life to that company. To try to do everything possible to fight for the products that you buy. That's what these fuck faces don't understand. All these stupid idiots that have a problem with me hating Hasbro. It's like, listen, I went there and I wasn't I was a company man. Like I was loyal to that company. I wasn't looking for other jobs while I was there, but I fought for the product that you guys buy. And when stupid marketers were trying to tell me stupid cost-saving decisions when we were already on cost and this and that, I was the one fighting and putting my neck out to make the best possible product. But you dickheads want to just cry like little babies that woke up from their nap because I don't like Hasbro. I'm sorry. I was only fighting for you guys, and you guys bitch and moan. Like, typical. Never happy.
Here's a weird juxtaposition. A lot of people love Disney, and I'm not talking their politics or their IPs or their movies, but like the parks, right?
Mhm.
The park experience. Now, I have a cousin who did an internship at Disney as part of her degree, and I love the Disney parks. I mean, I remember being a kid growing up on the East Coast. I remember when they broke ground on Epcot. I remember when they put in Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. Like, you want to talk about somebody who's been going to Disney parks, since fucking birth? I'm that dude. And I will still do a turn and burn to Disneyland and then just come home just to go one day, whatever. Maybe not anymore, because when we went in September, it was a shit show. But my cousin, who has like first-hand experience working for Disney as an intern, even though I'm a lover of their parks, she told me all this stuff, and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe that. Like the way they treat their cast members, and granted, like a lot of their rules have changed because, you see guys in dresses at like the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boop Shop and all that stuff. And like, it's a lot different now than it was then, but still, I still listen to what my cousin had to say. I took it in, and there was no bias. I didn't have any like, well, I love the Disney parks and I've been going since I was 2, so you're a liar and shut your mouth because you're just a fucking hater. I don't see how that experience differs any way from you having spent time working for that company. But being a lover of parks somehow, maybe just because I'm not fucking crazy, it doesn't transfer over to brand loyalists for toy collectors.
Yeah.
So I don't like what's the difference?
100%.
I don't know. Whatever.
Can you pull up Gavin's comment real quick, because it's hilarious.
It's like
He
the blue
thinks
Ford Taurus.
He thinks he's so funny, dude.
Dude, this comment is gold. Comment is gold. It's one of like the last 6 comments.
Bees Battleground says, I don't customize, but the ease of kit bashing Action Force is solid. Hell yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
I'm looking. Fred is saying I need to ask about Sidewinder.
What about him?
I don't know. Just says, Chad, ask about Sidewinder. My internship at Disney was awesome. That's cool. Who am I looking for? There's a lot of comments.
It's Striker the First. That's his new cool kid YouTube handle.
It's amazing.
Oh, I get it because I was talking about Disney. All right. Yeah.
He's just like his mom. Let me tell you.
Who's A? Hey, A, why don't you use your real name and stop hiding behind it? You got paid for it, Bobby. Quit being a pansy about it. Yeah. Listen, if you knew what I got paid compared to the millions and millions of dollars that my stuff made, let's see if you'd be saying that. But stop hiding behind an A. You know?
Bobby, when you told me what a designer and a marketer got paid,
at
Hasbro, I was blown away. I'm like, that's it?
Yeah.
That's what those guys make?
It's pretty nuts. Marketers made way more than designers.
Oh, sure, yeah, but
designers were coming up with this stuff. But again, it's like if you compiled everything that I worked on and the hundreds of millions of dollars that, like, when one of the last lines I worked on, like I worked on the last two Avengers lines for the kid lines for Endgame and Infinity War. It's like those two lines combined made probably over $100 million. It's like, sure, this is what you're getting paid. So,
and you know what really got me was you said, now at least when you were there, no bonus for a successful HasLab.
Yeah, no, there's you didn't get any like extra for anything like that. No, they just pocketed that money.
There's some insight right there.
You get your yearly bonus in like February, March. So like this time of the year is when they would tell you what you got for your bonus. Now, their bonus structure was based off a certain percent of your salary. Now, obviously, the higher level you were, the more percentage you got, which is bullshit. Everyone should get the same percentage. But it was like they had like a clause in there that like the higher ups, like the VPs and presidents and things like that, like if they didn't give the bonus to the lower tier people like me, they couldn't get their bonus. So even if they were having a bad year, they made sure you got your bonus so that they can get their bonus because they weren't going to not get their ridiculous bonus.
Right. And we're seeing that now. Yeah. With like Chris Cox and all those big corpo types. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Ace sends a $50 super chat. Thank you, Ace. And says, by the way, did Kenner toys fail finally, or were they just bought up by Hasbro to eliminate the competition? If the former, then would we in our lifetime see a seismic change in Hasbro?
Kenner was bought by Tyco?
Tonka.
That's right, Tonka. Yep. And then Hasbro bought Tonka. So it's like they got it through like an acquisition and stuff like that. But,
and that's when Nerf and all that stuff started coming into GI Joe, and you started seeing like all the Nerf launching like the Cobra detonator and all that stuff. Yeah.
It was a weird time then when all these companies were getting eaten up.
Was Kenner failing? Because they got into
they really wanted it for Milton Bradley though, because when I was talking with Kirk Bazigian, he was like, what we wanted was Milton Bradley.
Yeah.
But to get Milton Bradley, you have to absorb Tonka, Kenner, Nerf, all of it. Right. So that's how they got that. They wanted Milton Bradley.
I just wonder because Kenner had stopped doing Star Wars. Right, because Star Wars had run its course.
Well, yeah, because there was nothing coming out. Yeah.
They got into a lot of very obscure and weird licenses.
Yep.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, and they kind of had some missteps here and there, for sure. But then that lady that freaking hated GI Joe at Hasbro, she went behind Bazigian's back and stabbed all those guys, and she gave freaking GI Joe to the Kenner dudes in Cincinnati.
No, she wasn't there then. Like she didn't do that. She didn't do that.
Yeah, she did.
Oh, we might be talking about a different woman.
I think we are. Her name is escaping me right now, but it's in my Iron Panther video.
Okay.
That was supposed to be the XS1 stealth tank, and
that was a woman that killed my 6-inch GI Joe line. So.
Yeah, different lady. Yeah. No, this is the one, and she worked directly for Alan Hassenfeld.
Gotcha.
She was the vice president of all toys, but Kirk was the VP of boys toys. So this was 93, 94.
Yeah.
Hey,
I want to know what you got $500 for. And by the way, it's YOUR or YOU''RE, not your.
Are we on that again?
Well, he's saying I don't know, he's mouthing off. I got $500. You're full of shit. You're full of shit. It's like, would you get that for?
Oh, this?
Would you get that for? Yeah.
I'm gonna say this is. It's gonna be one of those usual suspects, dude. This is Kenny, or this is that fucking nose ring dude, or this is Gil, or it's
Who's a nose ring dude?
fucking
Do I know?
Ruben. It's one of those turds. This is one of those turds. That's why I didn't ban him, because it's just funny. Whatever.
Like didn't I say at the beginning of the show, I thanked the trolls for watching? I was like,
Yeah.
Chad, listen,
Yeah.
Chad, thanks you for the views. Thanks
Yeah,
for
I
stopping
sure
by.
did. Yep.
So here's your 2 minutes of fame. Hope that $500 got you far.
Yeah. Blue Serendipity says, Chad, why don't you have Gina on as a guest? Did you see Ryan's eyes light up?
I mean, good luck.
Right?
Good luck getting a hold of her.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, hope you can get her.
Here's the thing, though. Honestly, what would I talk to her about? I mean, I guess I could maybe
Action figures.
But see, here's the thing, right? Like,
Gina, you see my collection? It's pretty cool, right? Yeah.
see this freaking Robo Skull? I got a Robo Skull.
I got 47 his tanks. Look it.
It's like 55, thank you. But
Oh, sorry.
You should just bring her on screen and just stare at her with your mouth half open the whole time.
no, because that's how I stare at my wife. You know what I mean? You know how me and the man get down. That's all good. I don't know what I would talk to Gina Carano about, because I hate to use the fucking word brand, right? I don't want to use the word brand, but my passions, even though I know about that stuff, it's not any of those lanes. So I don't, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, hey, how was Deadpool? I don't know what I'm talking about. Michael's asking, Bobby, how many action points will the next mail away be?
I'm not going to say that yet. I want to announce them first. It might. I think this time around, because it was the first mail away with the Condor, so I was still like learning things and seeing what worked. And I think for the next time around, I'm going to offer it with like two ways. You can get the new one by either buying it with points or buying it without points. And I think there's going to be a big price discrepancy. It's going to be a lot lower for the people to buy it with the points as without it, because it's what the promotion is. So I'm just figuring all that out now, but that'll come once we announce what it is. But it will have a variant.
Cool. KJ's asking, I can't remember what con is in Massachusetts this weekend.
It is the Northeast Collector Con or Comic Con, Northeast Comic Con in Boxborough, Mass. Cool little show. I've done it 4 or 5 times. It's always a good time. I like it. Cool hotel. Not bad.
I'm not a Massachusetts fan.
Neither am I.
I'm a New Yorker. You know what I mean? Like Yankees, Red Sox, like I grew up with all that. It's just ingrained in me. I don't have beef with people from Massachusetts, but yeah, I'm good. Sal is asking, Kenner had GI Joe Extreme? Question mark.
Sure did.
Yes. See this? This is a Kenner brochure, and there is GI Joe right there. They sure did. Yep. Kenner made GI Joe Extreme. Oh shit. Ghost Daddy's here. Jeremy Jernigan with a $2 super chat and is asking, is it candle time?
Candle time.
Yes. I'm just going to say yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, Robert's Infinite Realms with a $2 super chat says A has hands on this. Just saying.
I got hands until Master Son shows up, and then I get scared.
That whole thing was freaking bullshit anyway.
It was hilarious.
All those turds were trying to do was they were trying to get you or Tony to fucking knock them out.
Martyrs, man.
That's it. Yeah, right. Victims, aren't we all? One of my favorite lines from The Crow.
Yeah, just like the victims that came into the Gina post. I got offended. Ah.
Yeah. My my trolls increase daily, and I don't like it. Like, who likes it? You know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm like,
I think it means you're doing something right.
Yeah.
I think the more trolls you have, the better you are.
but you know, I've always tried to just be consistent with a message of keep toys fun, like what you like, and just have fun. But apparently, some people can't have fun,
You're
and then they
speaking
Yeah.
rational and rationally, and that doesn't work for them.
wake up one day and go, I haven't had any self-aggrandizing moments lately. Let me go make an ass out of myself just so I can feel important. It's like,
Yeah, I need to feel important. My life doesn't matter, so I need to feel important.
Yeah.
I
But
need
again,
to-
why do I even collect GI Joe? And Ryan tells me I need to gatekeep GI Joe, right?
Yep.
And he's serious about that. Ryan's like, Chad, you need to fucking gatekeep GI Joe.
100%.
But my whole thing is like, even though I am a Chad, I try to be very just like cool and low key. But when that dude posted that thing like, oh, well, all you ever do is shit on Hasbro and GI Joe. First of all, I don't shit on GI Joe. I shit on piss poor decisions, poor quality, and fucking customers over. That's what I shit on. But then to be told like, well, why do you even collect? First of all, like, show me your fucking receipts. Let me see your Defiant, your Flag, your double-decker Terradrome. Let me see a $1,300 rare box vehicle that you just ripped open, and then we'll discuss why you collect GI Joe. Because I guarantee that fucking turd doesn't have a third of the Joe collection I do.
and that's what upsets them.
Jay Woods is asking, but didn't Boog invent the Disney parks?
Mm-hmm.
He did.
Yep.
He did. I know that. I know that for real.
And action figure photography, yeah?
You need to respect it.
Boog invented Valaverse.
That's what I heard. Yeah. Blue Serendipity is asking, Chad, are you using my signature move? What move is that, Samantha? Is it this one? Let me know. I don't know.
Did you just bite your lower lip?
Don't you bite your lip.
Ooh.
It's getting gross in here.
Okay.
It's getting real moist.
It's getting real
Moist. Kent's
Yeah.
asking, hey, Chad, Bobby, and Ryan, do you think Hasbro should give the Star Wars figures line a break? That's kind of a double-edged sword, because can they? Is the question.
Not if they want to keep the license, right? Like, there's got to be some clause where they have to keep it in production.
There always has been, yeah.
Right, yeah.
Well, I think it goes back to what I said earlier about how I don't think they should actually renew the license. I think it would hurt them to keep the license. I think it's a bad idea. Disney is just not putting out good stuff, and I think that it's just a waste of money if they keep that license. So they shouldn't be doing anything.
You would need an entire turnaround of the Lucasfilm company to bring Star Wars back. And
100%.
people talk about Kathleen Kennedy. That they could fire her, bring someone else on, and nothing would change.
That is also true.
It's every level of that company needs to be fired and replaced.
Yeah.
So unless you have good IP, it's not worth what they charge.
I agree. Ruben's a troll? Yeah. He's a troll. Sorry, trying to find something. Ted's here, and Drew's here too. Good to see you guys. Michael's asking, Chad, do you have any Joy Toy figures? The military line looks awesome. I have a smattering of Joy Toy. Yeah, mostly I have their mech base because they're interchangeable and they're freaking awesome. Shane's asking, what's the troll to bot ratio? I don't think I have any bot accounts watching. I don't know. I guess that's a good question. Ryan would know that stuff.
Is there a way to know? Is there a third-party app to find out? I don't know.
I mean, at the end of the day, what's the difference? They're both useless.
Drew said this got creepy. got a little creepy. Yeah. And then the Titan says Disney should give Star Wars fans a break. Amen to that.
And there's that.
Yeah. Ted Darklaw, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Says Punch and Pie Fund. Thank you for the $5 super chat, my man. I saw you come in. Bobby, are we going to see Action Force go into space and fight aliens named Lobotomax?
Yeah, because the line's dead, so might as well just go to space.
Yeah. Tim Taser, Chad, do you have any of the Planet Green Valley figures? I do not, because you want to talk about expensive 4-inch figures? Forget it. Those are ridiculously expensive. Oh, here's a good question. And then we're going to kind of wind it down from here because I got a movie date to go see Dune 2.
Ooh,
Toy
I saw it
Gains
the
is
other day. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's what I hear. Toy Gains is asking, Bobby, are there any classified figures you've seen that you think are well done?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure whatever year it came out and we did our top figures of that year, Zartan was in mine. I thought Zartan was a great figure.
Mm-hmm.
What else? I said that new Cobra Commander that came with the his tank is fantastic. Spirit is very good. The vintage looking Storm Shadow is very good. So yeah, man, some good classified figures out there. Now and then a blind squirrel finds a nut.
Hey, when Jay and I did the live reaction to that last whatever, they call it a fan stream, but it's really just a, pre-order your shit today. I was saying like, hey, I think the detailing on Naugahide's vest looks really good. Like that's good detailing. And
did you see the underbite on that figure? This
It's a little weird, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
There's people saying that the guy that designed it after his own mouth. That's not a joke. I mean, it's a joke, but I'm not joking.
Okay.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. Why would you make yourself look like shit too?
Toy Games didn't ask me, but can I answer that question?
Yes, please do.
He only asked Bobby.
Yeah.
No, all classified figures are bad, and the line as a whole is horrible. GI Joe is bad, and if you like any of the above, you're bad.
Well said.
What's that? What's that? Oh, my dog just said you're full of shit. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, hey, thanks to you, Chad. I picked this up at the Emerald City Comic-Con.
Yeah, buddy. And?
It's the only I haven't read it.
Oh.
It's the only one they have. They didn't have the Duke comic book. Isn't there Cobra Commander and Duke?
Yeah.
They didn't have Duke.
Yep.
I finally saw that picture you sent me, Chad, of the balaclava Cobra Commander.
Oh, I meant to tell you. Hey, Bobby, I sent you that picture.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah. 2 hours ago.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good way to get around it. I mean, that's probably why they did it. They were like, oh, I don't want to just do Cobra Commander with the face shield.
Yeah.
Well, you just put him in a balaclava. It looks kind of stupid. I like, the hood is so iconic, but
yeah. But that's where we're at. The funny thing is when I posted that, I posted the thing of Baron Zemo and then Hooded Cobra Commander, and I said, why is it that one's okay and one isn't? And so many people are like, nobody at Hasbro ever said that, and they never said that, and like, there's no proof that Hasbro ever said that. And I'm like, yeah, there's proof. Brian Flynn came out and said, we were told specifically, you can never, ever, ever make Hooded Cobra Commander. No, we're not doing that. But,
It's
then I brought up, like, people we know were in the room. And again, still. What?
Oh, I was just going to say it's because they left Hooded Cobra Commander on the top shelf and Brian couldn't reach it.
oh God,
that almost happened. Anyway, what do you guys got going on Saturday? You doing your thing?
I have a show.
Yeah,
you do.
Bobby's going to some
Ryan's on his own.
weird convention. Yeah.
Weird convention.
I had an idea, and the idea didn't pan out for this Saturday, so I don't know. We'll figure. I'll do a show this Saturday.
Why don't you take a trip out to Massachusetts and come to the show?
Because that's far.
Well,
yeah.
I will be in Arizona and Southern California from tomorrow night all the way through late Sunday night. So whatever you do, Ryan, I will catch it from the road.
All right. And
Listen,
you're going to see Dune 2 tonight?
Mm-hmm.
I got to see Dune 1.
Oh, it's so good. Dune 2 was amazing.
I still like the original.
So, funny story is I saw the Dune 2 on Sunday. Friday night, I tried to watch the original. Holy fuck, was that painful?
What?
Oh, it was so garbage.
way.
And it's like, you know, our good buddy Michael French, he had a video recently where he's talking about how we need to like get used to watching old movies more. It's hard, man, because you watch something like Empire Strikes Back, which was done 4 years prior, a near perfect movie. And I'm watching Dune, and I'm just like, this movie looks like it was made a decade before Empire Strikes Back. It was so bad.
I love that movie. Now you
So
and
bad.
I are going to be mortal enemies on the internet.
Good.
God.
So it
No,
was
I
so
just-
bad. I was like, this is painful.
But Sting is Fade Harkonnen. I thought Sting was good. There's just something about that movie, you know, long live the fighters. And I love it.
I do like, now I never read the book, so I do like that they left the whole sound weapons out of the new ones.
Shaw.
Yeah, it was just
weirding weapons.
Yeah, it was weird.
Does he at least in the second one? Does he at least say "Long live the fighters"? Or are we not there yet?
I'm trying to remember if he said that.
Because I know there's a scene where he's standing in front of all of the Fremen, and
I think he says it in the Fremen language, if I'm not mistaken. I think.
I just don't like the fact that they make the Fremen, you know, kind of Middle Eastern. You know, it's supposed to be like, I don't know.
Yeah, I know. When it's like I watched the original and you see, who's the guy that played. So they were playing in the remake. They had the woman play the Dr. Kynes.
Mm.
In the original, it's that famous actor, and I'm like
Max von Sydow.
Max von Sydow. That's right.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh, it's just an old white dude, you know. And like same thing with Stilgar. I'm just like, oh, they just use a bunch of white guys in this movie.
Yep, he says it in Fremen.
That's what I thought. Yeah, which dude,
The whispering in the first movie would make me sleepy.
Powerful movie.
Fear is
Second
the
one
mind
is-
killer.
Second one is powerful, man.
Well,
I
we're gonna
remember
go see it. So,
The end choked me up a little bit, man. Definitely
Yeah.
choked me up. We'll talk about it. Choked me up.
that's right. Captain Picard.
Yeah, I
was
know.
in
I
the
saw it. I was like,
original Dune.
hey, Jean-Luc.
He was
He's
in
in
the original.
Dune.
He's in Dune. Yeah.
Oh.
He plays Josh Brolin's character.
The only thing that I don't want to say the only thing because that would probably be a lie. One of the things that bothered me about the Denis Villeneuve Dune 1 was that they talk about Shai Hulud all the time. Shai Hulud, Shai Hulud, Shai Hulud. But Shai Hulud was supposed to be kind of like the mythosaur in, Mandalorian season 3, where like you never see Shai Hulud. It's just like it's like their myth. And then Uso calls Shai Hulud. But then in the remake, Dune 1, they just talk about Shai Hulud all the time. Hey, here's a knife made out of a tooth of Shai Hulud. Like, get out of here. Fuck out of here.
Shut up, Ryan.
Anyway, I love you guys. We're going to beat it. Thank you to all 260 plus of you that were here. If you're not subscribed to these guys, you should be. And if you're not subscribed to me, fucking hook it up because we hang out and have fun. So Saturday, we're going to wait and see what's up, Ryan.
Yeah, I'll do a show 5 o'clock.
Cool. And then
Yep.
Bobby, you're at the con in Massachusetts.
Yeah. So good luck having views, Ryan. People actually watch.
I gotta say, if I'm just going off of my numbers, Ryan's beating out a lot of my guests. A lot of my guests.
Yeah.
Ryan's a powerhouse. Look at him. Sexy ass white potato.
I mean,
that beautiful hair.
I'm calling up Gina Carano.
I'm not going to say you're wrong, Chad. Me and Ryan did end someone else's podcast, but it's.
I saw that.
Wait, what?
I saw that. Yeah.
Sorry.
The guy, the guru dude.
No.
Not
No.
Guru?
Ryan didn't get it.
Yeah.
I was just throwing shade.
Guru's gone too, though.
No, he's back.
Is he? Fuck. Whatever. Not in my wheelhouse. What do I care?
It doesn't matter.
Anyway, I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me.
Thank you, Chad.
See you, man.
Bobby, you want to sign us off?
I'm going to say the people who came are awesome, except A. I love you guys.
Ryan?
Yeah, I thought that's what the sign off was for. Like, I get the sign off. You don't go to somebody else after I said my piece.
I'll sign off.
That's not a sign off then.
Do I get a sign off?
Now I'm pissed.
No, Bobby got the sign off. Have an awesome day.